would you suddenly go to the West Country?
You just seem natural when
don't
he's
know.
hunting spiders.
Oh, that's a big bastard.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
Big
bad miss.
bastard.
oh,
It's a big
Jesus.
bastard.
To be fair, this is going to be a hell of an
Welcome to
open
Nerds
this
Are
late.
Us.
Yeah,
Yes.
welcome to
Welcome to
Miscellaneous.
Nerds Are Us.
Yeah.
As Amy plans the murder of a spider.
Lads, there's a massive fucking spider in my room, and he's actually like.
Actually, no.
Can't
Before we
English
start,
no more.
before we start the podcast, right, Amy? What's your tactics here? You're going newspaper or shoe?
Shoe.
She didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't. Normally I go cardboard box, to be honest with you. Because
At
like
least
they're
it
on
wasn't
the
a
wall.
phone. At least
Yeah.
she didn't chuck the phone across the room.
That is true, actually.
Oh,
I've done that before.
right.
It's not advised.
No one would have seen this, but I know we're recording on it, right? So when we were doing our first gameplay of the RPG,
Yes.
just remember I had. Oh God, it's moving! Oh fucking hell! Oh my God, it's moving! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God, I can't see it anymore.
Did it? Did it? Did it? Did it? Did it? Did it? Did it?
Oh, where's it gone?
There's your thumbnail right there.
Oh my God, don't fucking do that. Right, so we're doing the RPG, right? And that was legit the reaction that I had to
Yeah.
a spider.
I was going to say that was
Started
impeccable
crawling
acting.
all over me laptop. Can't stop my hands from shaking.
Don't you know, like, this is what YouTube looks for, like, really, like, interesting thumbnails.
Yeah,
Of people being
like-
scared.
Scared women are very popular on the algorithm lately. I
So
it's all the
thanks-
thumbnails.
So thanks for that, Amy. You just gave us a
Yeah.
good thumbnail. Well,
Like I'm in the
Possibly.
Big Watch Project.
I mean, it's hard to say. Like, you know, it's a split-second thing. You know, like you have to kind of go searching for it.
I'm having
No.
a panic attack. I'm having a panic attack. Like this is not. This is not
Breathe.
actually. This is not how I planned on starting off this podcast. But like, okay,
Re-
it's fine.
Rest assured, all of this can be edited out, if I feel like it.
Then it wouldn't be funny.
True.
All right, do you know what? It's fine. It is fine. He's a scurrying bastard. He could be underneath the coven actually as well of the ceiling because I don't think he would have had enough. I found him.
Did he wave to you?
Hello.
it is like a horror film. It's just like,
Like, share, and
Where the fuck did he go
subscribe.
again?
Oh.
He fucking disappeared again.
what's that fucking TV show where they go into haunted places? And
Most haunted.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where they
this
just pretend that, like, the place is actually haunted.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He's
Okay, gotcha.
he's in the coven. He's in the coven of the wall. He's in the coven of the. I can see him. I can see him underneath the coven walking around.
Football's coming home, lads.
He's like, acting like he fucking owns the place. Like,
Spiders do have a terrible habit of doing that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if he was paying rent, but like, he's fucking not. Like,
He's living rent free in your head, mate. That's what he's doing.
come on, you bastard. Come on, out of the wall now. Come on.
Have you tried whistling it?
It's not a dog.
My spiders pop out when they whistle.
I've got
I
a
just-
fly out here for you.
I just have them trained better. Like,
I'm just gonna wait here patiently with my shit.
holding a shoe.
Right, lads, he's on your own.
There's eventually when you hear like a fucking.
I'm not missing my chance again. I'm not missing my chance again.
I love
Just
this.
get him.
Put him under pressure.
He's in. I can't get him. I can't reach him. I'm
Yeah, but if
trying to like start playing Jackie's Army.
See, spiders
No.
are mostly tans.
That
They don't
like horse. He might like horse lips.
No, they're tans. Spiders are tans.
Come out, you black and tans. Come out, you black and tans. What
That could work. That could work, actually. Yeah, that could
What?
wall them up. Yeah.
Hmm.
Again, I have no evidence backing
Don't worry,
up
I won't
the
play it
claim
long
that
enough.
spiders are tans, but just let you know. We don't want to get demonetized by the Brits, you know.
I mean, like, they are kind of like the Brits. They are kind of like it. They invade where they're not necessarily wanted or needed.
And they've got more legs than they need.
Oh Jesus! He has like this fella has a really high fucking opinion of himself if he thinks that this is the place where he wants to stay.
Do you know what?
Right,
He's a
come on,
Tory
get
spider.
back in
That's your
time.
problem. That's your mistake.
There he is.
Thank God. Finally, we can
Oh,
start the podcast.
motherfucker! No, we fucking can't. I found out where he is. There's a fucking crack where he's able to get in it. The black and tans actually did work though, because as soon as I played it, that's when he came out. So
Yeah.
I mean, right.
Well, what
I
you could
found out
do
where
is
he's going.
right. So you're just going to launch from where you are during the podcast to hit the spider with the shoe.
I'm sweating me fucking arse off. Like, it's really fucking hot today, and I'm still
tell you
wearing
what
a hoodie.
I'll tell you what we do, guys. If you're watching along in the comments, guys, name the spider before Amy kills it, because then we can have it as our channel mascot or something like that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Can we call him Quint?
Queen.
Because he is going to die by the end of this.
That's true. Good, yeah, I like that.
Like this is gonna be like right for anyone at home. Like if you are watching, like let us know the exact second in the video that Amy kills the spider,
Yes.
and you'll get a shout out at the next video.
Yeah, you have to guess it. Right, so we better get on with the business at hand, which is our second episode of our Miscellaneous podcast, where we simply bring up any other business from what we've done on the channel within the week or fortnight, whatever it is. We don't have anything majorly to update in terms of like we don't have all the content we have up is there. Like we put up more episodes of the Mirror WWE Universe.
Mm-hmm. We put up more of the Ripper.
Yes, the game gallery. Yes, which we've recorded in between. I think that was the Ripper there actually.
Which myself and Amy have been enjoying very much.
Yes.
For how shit it is. It's a celebration.
I either Amy is celebrating Ripper or is celebrating killing the spider.
She can hear us.
I think so. Anyway, now she's basking in her own glory. It seems that's
like, I can relax.
Yes. Now to do this podcast. After what, 7-8 minutes on the clock? Yeah, we're just watching it.
Wow, what happened?
You're not going to show us a picture of a dead spider, are you? Because I'm not interested. I've got plenty of them already.
Yeah.
I can add them to my...
Can
Yeah, that's a dead-ass spider.
Yeah.
Dead.
Long live the Quint.
R.I.P. Quint. We hardly knew ye.
We hardly knew ye.
The other half of him is on me shoe.
That's refreshing. So Amy, do you want to welcome back yourself to the podcast? You ready to join?
Hey.
You're more relaxed now.
Jesus Christ.
Apart from being hot, like
Really
you're
hot.
relaxed though. But
I feel so much safer. I feel so much
Yes.
happier now, knowing
That's
that my
good.
room
That's
isn't like I said this already. I've got black bed sheets on my bed, right? And he would have really easily snuck in there and just like gone unnoticed until 3:00 this morning when I just feel that weird thing walking over me, and I think it's a phantom spider of one of them that I've killed have passed, and then all of a sudden there it is, just staring at me, 8 eyes into my 2.
I've had that before.
I've had it numerous times before. That's the worst thing about it. I feel better now though. I wasn't behind the flag, but I need to. There's like literally just 2 like little holes like in between one of the roof. See the way the roof is like this? Goes like across, right? So let's say these are like the little. Okay, let's say these ones here are the corner parts against the wall. There's a teeny tiny little gap, and the little fucker was going in between the 2 of them like that. That's why I couldn't. That's why he was disappearing so quickly. It's like a magician. Okay, let's change his name from Quint to David Blaine. No, Houdini, because Houdini died. Houdini. They both died performing a trick.
Famously died by being hit by a shoe.
Well, punch to the gut. I mean, that's pretty much the same thing as being crushed by a shoe.
A shoe was involved at some point.
Houdini. Yeah, there we go. Right. Well, he's called Houdini. Well, he did disappear on me a few times.
Yes.
But yeah. Oh, I got a promotion.
Yay!
I meant to say this to you ages ago. I actually meant to say this to you. I got a promotion on Tuesday, and I was going to put it into the group chat, and then I didn't. But yeah, that's my news for today. That's my miscellaneous news. I got promoted during a pandemic.
Fantastic. You'd love to see it. And here's me finishing up my job next Tuesday, supposedly.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
You're gonna get your.
Yeah, no, I'll get extended again.
You're gonna get extended again.
It's just gonna keep going on and on until the fucking plague ends. But anyway, separate issue. So yeah, as Foxy was saying there, actually just this past Saturday we were all together in the same vicinity, and we went through an entire day of recording, which was you did, you really fucking did, like
Whole bag.
I
so
looked back
honestly,
on one. I
that was
actually, do you know what made it worse?
disgusting.
I looked back over like 2 of the videos, and I realized the continuity is going to be so wrong in this.
Yeah, it is
because I started eating them at like shut your mouth, and then I finished them during Ripper, and I was like, as I was watching videos, I was like, I could have sworn I had that bag of chips for longer, and then I realized, oh shit.
This is it, like, yeah, because obviously recording stuff in batch to make it easier for us. So you are going to see like videos in time warps, like because like as this comes out, like you would have hopefully have watched our Weekend at Amy's viewing of the Boondock Saints, which I plead.
I'm not wearing the That's Bollocks. You forgot to put it up. Is that meant to go up tomorrow?
No, it'll be up. It'll be up yesterday as this comes out. So it'll be
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, the 8th, yes, because we're definitely not recording this live. So like the plan would be that like hopefully all going well, we don't get content ID again for some bizarre reason, and you'll have
Wouldn't have happened if we just did Ghost Shark.
It just never happened. And the once that works out, then you'll hopefully have watched the Boondock Saints with us, and it'll be great because like that's the last thing we did on the Saturday, and it means then that like the sun was setting and like we were in pitch blackness for that first half of that video, but then suddenly like back to Monday, oh, it's daytime again, we're playing Shut Your Mouth again, hey, French arrows are out, lads, you know. So it's kind of funny how that works, like, but no, we had a lot of fun. Like Shut Your Mouth is a bit of a slow burn at the minute, but I think it'll pick up once people start noticing Eddie. I think it's fair to say a lot of like efforts going on Taker and his 2 title runs, that I think is a bit unfair.
You turn into Cher.
Do I? What?
John, you turned into Cher for like 3 minutes. Not even 3 minutes. That's a massive gross exaggeration on my part, but it was really great. All those like, you believe that's what it sounded like.
Not from my side, Amy, I'll be honest, but thanks for the appreciation.
No, but for me and Foxy, me and Foxy really appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's nice.
But, yes, Foxy definitely had the same problem. But no, to answer your question, yes, I actually do feel love after love, but that's a separate story. But yeah, like I said, Shut Your Mouth's been fun. Ripper, on the other hand, has been a barrel of laughs for all of us.
Yes,
we have ourselves.
I was so looking forward to that. I was so looking forward to it because I had such a shit week leading up to it, and then we actually sat down to watch it, and I think if you've watched it, you'll see my realization. Why was I so looking forward to this? You can actually see the moment where I die a little more inside.
Yes. Yeah.
Although, in a future episode at the end of what we have like recorded up for Ripper, I'm really happy with my thought process in it. Like, even with the alcohol, I was able to bring a string of coherent thought and my reasoning behind who I think the Ripper is.
Yes,
I'm proud of myself for that.
No, that's good. And right should you be, because like I said, like it can only be one of 4 people, and like I said, now that I've actually played through the game in completion, like if I recorded it in advance, I now know who the Ripper is in this session. So
does it ever change?
That's for you to figure out. Like I played it a couple of years ago, and then obviously played it recently. So you know, I may have just misremembered.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, like this isn't like one of those games where if you play it a certain way, one person will be the killer, but if you do it a different way, another person could be the killer. It's always the same person each time.
You kind of like Heavy Rain in a way.
Yeah, but it's always the same person each time. Like it doesn't have like 4 different endings where each one of them could be the killer.
Well, here's the thing about that, right? I was hoping to keep this a secret until the end.
Keep it a secret because like I don't want to know. I want to find out when we actually like watch through it.
Yeah.
So like, stop, Amy. Stop right now.
I was just curious if it was a sense of like until dawn. Like that's the way I was
Like
thinking of it. It's
multiple
like,
endings. Yeah, I
yeah,
get
that's
you.
what I'm curious. Like, is it a multiple ending game or is it just a straight through? No, this is how it always is.
Well, like as I was about to say there, like I was hoping to keep this as a surprise until the end, but you've figured it out. The game decides at the start who the Ripper is, and you have to figure it out from the playthrough.
Okay, right. So okay, so this is okay. So then that does kind of clear up my theory. You weren't
Yes.
you weren't dodging my question of you can't remember who the Ripper is because you actually legit were like,
I do
shit,
know.
I do
I have
know.
seen all 4 instances.
Oh, for exactly, yeah. So that's
Yes.
why. So this is why you can't give me a straight answer because you
Yeah.
don't know who it's going to be this time around.
Yes.
That's why I was curious.
Well, I
And
know
that would
now.
explain.
I know now,
But that's enough. Then that also explains why when I tried to cheat and search it, why I wasn't able to find it.
Yes, exactly.
Explains it all now as well. Because I knew as soon as I couldn't find it, I was like, "This is why he says it's one of 4 people because it could be." Yeah. Okay, that's
Exactly.
grand. I like this now. I actually like this a bit better now because that means the other theories then that I have for the other people could also work.
They would actually, yeah. Like that's the thing. Like the game kind of like justifies it, like in whichever ending it chooses. Like there is a reasoning behind each one, and me personally, I think there's only one real, genuine, like valid ending because each one has their own like plot holes that like you just won't figure out. It's up for you to like kind of answer them. But I think
I'm gonna fucking fill in the blanks and I'm gonna start writing a fucking Ripper fan fiction and end it the way I plan on ending it.
Send it to Take-Two Entertainment because I'm sure they'd love to reboot it. I'm sure.
Oh my god! Like
we can get Karen Allen out of the mothballs. Like we can.
I'm killing fucking Quillen straight away. Right?
Ripper 2.
Actually, no, I'm not. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna let. What's the receptionist's name again? Vivian,
Viv.
Vicky,
Viv.
I'm gonna let Viv get her hole, and then I'm gonna kill him.
I like it. She becomes a copycat. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm just gonna get the laptop. I'm just gonna start my fan fiction now. Excuse me.
No, we'll fine. We'll press on ahead. But yeah, like I said, Ripper has been a hoot so far. Next time we get together, we'll
rated M for mature.
For obvious reason.
Rated
so
W
much
for
murder.
Walking.
But,
wait to see what he does with this cigar.
he put the cigar in his ass. I sniped her line. I love when I do that.
You gotta bypass the watch.
Bypass the watch, as Walken calls it. No, it's weird. It's not the weirdest euphemism I've ever heard, but it works for him. So,
excellent.
But yeah, so we've had a lot of fun with Ripper. Next time we get together, we will be watching through Act 3. That is when the game really shows its hand and gives you a select number of clues over who decides who the Ripper is. So,
I'm excited again.
Yes, rightfully so.
I hate that I get excited for it because then I actually start to watch it and I'm like, why was I excited?
Yes, exactly.
What is wrong with me?
And as I was alluding to in the last episode, then at the end of the Ripper playthrough, you guys will then pick from a hat which games we will watch next.
Oh, I don't want to do the hat thing. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to go with the one that you suggested.
No, here's the thing though, right? We all pick one from the hat. And I'll explain to you what the game is. We all decide which one is the most interesting. And like I said, most of them are kind of like bad games or like games you've never heard of before, and are just kind of like a fun watch. Whereas some, I'm actually picking out some. I'm also going to throw in some really good games that are actually really fun watches as well. So I'm trying to go for the good game movie aspect of it. One I've mentioned to you guys already stars Tim Curry. I want to include that as well, but like it's not a bad game. But like you people need to hear Tim Curry voice act because it's fucking magical.
I want us to play.
Yes.
And you are now making me do a hat. Oh, I actually have a hat that we can use now. To be fair, now that I think about it, I'll probably have my snapback with me so we can use that.
That just changed so fast.
She's a range of extreme emotions there, Amy. And that's even without the spoiler.
I committed a murder tonight. Okay, I committed a murder tonight.
I love that you had to check to make sure he didn't just suddenly appear again.
No,
if there was 2 spiders instead, that would be a hell of a fucking
right there.
I was just going to say this to you now, right? Okay, I'm after looking at where I killed him and I showed you obviously his remains, and then I kind of glanced down a bit and there's also like spider remains on that part of the wall. And that was from this morning. So there has actually been 2 spiders in the room already.
Then there's
So
clearly
they
a
could say-
third.
Take this video clip out of context. Oh my god, there's
Yeah.
like incriminating evidence right there.
Yeah, real fucking.
It's like,
Well done.
Hold on, I'm going to be very taggart. There's been a murder.
There's been a
2.
murder.
There's been a murder.
Murder. So yes, on Thursday, in case you missed it, we debuted the box set, which was our first episode was on the Rugrats.
Finally pulled the finger out, and I actually got one recorded.
You did, and very much thanks to Burkbot for joining in on that one. We needed guest hosts, and we got them. So yeah, how did you think it went, Amy?
she's frozen. Oh no.
She was just so
There.
excited. She couldn't deal with it any more excitement than that.
Sorry, the entire thing just kind of froze for me.
How did you enjoy? How did you think the box set went?
I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun. I will never look at the Rugrats the same way again.
I don't think any of us will,
I'm
really,
sure.
to be honest.
Never looking at the Rugrats the same way again. I'm excited though for my next one. I am
Yeah.
very, very excited about delving into our next box set.
Indeed, and it'll be out as soon as we can find a guest host, because that seems to be the theme of this show.
Yeah, that's literally. I mean, I have a meeting in a few weeks' time with a prospected host. So hopefully, if all goes well, and I just put myself out there, I can. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
You'll work something out, yeah. As you may have guessed, we don't have any Watch Gossipy this week, but we will have something for you next week. We're just scheduling conflicts. The wrestlers are very capricious people, unfortunately.
Card is subject to change.
Card is
As
always
always.
subject to
Can't tell you-
change.
We can we tell them like what we're doing or who our guest is?
I think
Or
we can tell
drop
them,
it
yeah.
down?
I don't think there's any
Will we tell
law
them?
against it. Because by the time this comes
okay,
out, we
I
may have
think-
recorded it.
Right, we may have, but we may also not. So I say,
Sure.
rather than say who the guest is, why don't we say what the topic is?
That's a
Yes.
good shout, yes. So
Yes.
at end of the second episode, I had agreed on for my theme would be the best worst matches, basically, like worst match that you should watch to have.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's what it was. Shit.
Yes. So instead, we are going to still do that, right? Perhaps between ourselves, perhaps with a special guest. But because we do have a very special guest, which we'll wait until the video comes out, or at least until we've fucking recorded it, I think. Might be a
Yeah.
good idea. We're going to be doing a WCW special, which I'm very looking forward to, considering what I've
Actually,
chosen.
I think then I'm going to change my match now that I think if I can do the best of the worst, I actually might change my match pick. Because I think the match that I think the match that I have picked actually deserves to be on like a greatest matches episode as opposed to best of the worst.
But then
Okay.
again,
Better.
for WCW, like that would be like very good for defining that theme for WCW.
This is it, like WCW
I don't
is a
know,
range
like-
of emotions.
Lads, seriously, I could pick a David Arquette match.
You were well entitled
I
to.
could, like, that's what I mean. I think, like, for greatest matches or, like, considering the people who are in the match and the kind of division they were, I mean, that's a whole different episode by itself. Like,
Yeah, true.
I
that's
don't
true.
think I'm ready to.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I'm ready to. Sorry, I'm actually getting really paranoid now.
About spiders?
I'm getting really fucking paranoid right now. Yeah, I
Oh, yeah,
keep thinking I see something from the corner of my eye. I've too much black on the ceiling. Like, this is bullshit, right? I've too much black shit on my ceilings, and now every time I see like a piece of dust, I'm thinking it's a spider. Anybody? No, no. But I think like the episode or the match that I picked, I think it deserves a better episode than the episode that we're going to be recording.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, like I said,
I also know that there is worse things that I can make us sit through. So
True.
that's true. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, that'll be hopefully dropping Friday. We're hoping, for Watch Gossipy. Yeah, all going well. And we might split into 2 parts because like the last session was 2 hours, so to make it an easier watch for you guys, we might just split over 2 weeks, just so you can enjoy it in bit-sized chunks. And the last time, obviously, we did mention the
it's
weekend
the
at
vape.
Amy's.
That's what it is. It's the vape.
The vape is
Every
creating
time I
spiders.
exhale the vape. No, every time I like exhale and I can see like the vape, what I think is like a little cobweb. It's actually just the vape.
Okay, right. So you're mental, basically.
Guys, I'm really sorry, okay? I've had a really long day today with work. I was in an awful lot of meetings. I'm a little bit of a space cadet. I'm just really excited that I killed a spider. And like I only had like one panic attack on the podcast so far.
I feel like the only person in this group call that isn't a space cadet. Confirm or deny?
Reference!
Reference to something that happened 10, 11 years ago. Jesus Christ. So, with that in mind, then, it's time to actually get to our spots, I guess, if you want to call it this. Amy.
Get your shit in. Get your shit in.
Well, how has your week been?
Yes. It's been good. It's been better than last week.
That's good.
It's been really good. As I said, I got a promotion. That was nice. That happened on Tuesday. Since then, I've just been in a load of meetings of people telling me what I can expect in my new position, and it's terrifying. And yeah, I might have had a drink at lunch.
Maybe 6.
Maybe 12. I've no gin left in the house. Let's just put it that way. But what I actually have been spending my week on is catching up on Netflix. Right. And okay, so do you remember I was telling you? I binge watched the entirety of the Umbrella Academy, right?
Yeah.
One day night. And after I watched it, I went on to the book depository, which is excellent, free shipping, any book you want, really good discounts. Sponsor.
Yep. By all
So
means, please give us free books.
Went on them, and I managed to get the Umbrella Academy Limited Deluxe Edition. And I got book 1 and book 2, both of them. They are fucking beautiful. They're actually, did I send pictures?
No, you didn't.
No.
I'll send you the picture of them because they're down I have them in the office because they fit really nicely on my bookshelf in the office. So that's where they are now. Okay. I finished them. I've read both of them already. Like they're hardback leather bound. They have their own limited edition like sketch that comes with them, which is also kind of like leather bounded.
Oh, nice.
They're beautiful to look at, and it has like a behind the scenes look on all of them as well. Jared Way and Gabrielle Bally went really well on them, right? So I really enjoyed that. So then I binged watched the second season. Now, I'm not going to talk about the second season because I know some of you haven't started it or you are halfway through or whatever. So I'm not going to discuss the second season. All I can say is that it is highly entertaining. I'm going to talk about the first series though. So the comics, the way it runs in the comic book.
Before you do that, for anyone that hasn't seen the Umbrella Academy, this is your spoiler warning. There is spoilers going to be coming. Now, the good news is it's mainly spoilers about the comic as opposed to the TV show, and you're going to see what I mean on this one, right? Okay.
So, the comic books only have, I think it's 6 comics per series, right? They're 22 pages each, and they have 5 chapters per. Or maybe it's 5 comics, 22 pages, 6 chapters per comic. Sorry, that's how it works, right? So, obviously, the TV series has 10 episodes. So, there's an awful lot more things that's spread out. But then there's other things that they left out of it. And you're kind of like, oh, you fucking pricks. Like, you should have put that in it. So, the comics actually have, like, you get to see what they're like as they're younger, as opposed to just older, and they're already like the way the first series is, and they're already kind of torn apart. It is kind of the same way as it is in the comics. The only difference is you get to see them actually fight in the comics, the actual threat, as opposed to the after. So in the first series where you see them in the bank and you see them doing their powers that way, it's a completely different setting as to what it is in the comic. In the comic, they're literally like the Eiffel Tower turns out to be a spaceship. Like that's kind of where the thought process is. So you can understand why it's changed because it does look better.
Stinky pits and all, baby.
Oh my God, really? Like, but it works really well. But I started like thinking like character wise and stuff, and like how excellent these characters actually are for it, like because they are like a really fucked up X-Men when you think about it. Like, they are the fucked up X-Men when you look at it this way, right? But I also like really does, but they've changed it enough that you can get away with it as a TV series. Like I didn't realize that Tom Hooper was actually British. for ages. I didn't cop that he was British. I thought he was an American actor. And it was only when he started saying certain words, I was like, his accent keeps disappearing here against the Brit cannot say against in an American accent. And that you can actually, that's when you hear that he's not American.
I was about to say, because I had the same thing when I watched Line of Duty, because the little detective, as I call him, the fucking Michael Owen character, your man Martin Compston.
Yeah.
Right, like he has this kind of proper like South London accent, and he talks about it really well, and he does the whole like neck shimmy and everything. He's from fucking Glasgow, like, like what the fuck's going on? Like, the accent was that nailed on, and it's only like there's like one word that's his trigger for the Glasgow accent that because he can't shake the shake that, you know,
something
but
that
you hardly notice it.
But like. Yeah, this is the same as with Tom. It was like, as I was watching it, I'm like thinking, Jesus, this fella's. It's only when I Googled him afterwards, I was like, nah, he sounds like there's a British twang here somewhere, and I had to Google it just to be sure. But yeah, lo and behold, he's British. But they obviously as well, like, so you have in the Umbrella Academy, you actually have an excellent cast in this, right? Ellen Page is now onto her, I think, her third outing as a superhero. Realistically. As a superhero on this one, because like obviously with the X-Men. Oh no, sorry, I think it's actually her No, was she in Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
No,
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
This is her second outing.
Else, I think. Second outing, but third.
Yeah,
sorry, that's
third
movie.
Yes, it's
third
like
third
movie,
so to speak. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. So Ellen Page, she's really good. Now she's good in it. But I don't know why I'm starting to take a bit of a disliking to Ellen Page, because I find she plays the exact same character in every single thing that she does.
I've always had the same vibe. Yeah, she's very typecasted. Like, yeah.
This thing is like, so when I saw her first in Juno, she was kind of like a very cynical character, and I'm like, okay, this is like, I can get behind this type of character. And then I watched her in Hard Candy, and I'm like, she was still a bit cynical, but she was also a bit sadistic and psychotic. Now granted, fair fucks her for what she does in that movie. I'm feminist, kill the pedo, like I'm all for that type of shit, that's fine. But then as I'm watching this, I'm like, when I was watching the first series, I really just kind of wanted to fast forward her entire story. But she's so like, she's so important to the first series, you kind of have to watch it to know what
you need to watch
on.
her segments to know where it's
why
going.
Exactly, to understand why this is the way it is. And that pissed me off so much, because realistically all I wanted to watch was Diego and Claus. They're the only two characters that I'm very interested in. I am really interested in seeing where Diego goes, and I just love Robert Sheehan, and I think he plays those type of characters really fucking well. Like, he brings something, like, it's really funny though, because when I'm reading the comics as Claus, like, Robert Sheehan fits that so well. And the really funny thing about it is when they were actually creating the comic book. Now, this is in the issue that I have, because it has the behind the scenes look. Jared Way was like, well, I wanted to make him Irish. I knew I wanted to have an Irish character as one of the Umbrella Club. So they gave Claus in the comic, he's very pale, but he has got the red hair. And then Diego was the other one. He was like, he's either going to be Spanish or he's going to be Irish. So he was really insisting on having an Irish character in there as it. And the great thing is that they got an Irish actor in it. I think it's like, it's
always
nice
helps.
Kind of.
Yeah,
it's a real kind of like, well, you didn't get your comic book character as Irish, but we have an Irish actor to play him for you, sort of thing. And I think that's nice little, like, it's a kind of like a little trivia thing that, like, you wouldn't really get.
It makes a welcome change from like
really
an American actor guessing an Irish accent, because that happens all the time.
It allows authenticity to the actual character, especially with the heritage. You don't have like a Norman Reedus trying to do an Irish accent.
Yeah, it works.
Or Tom Cruise, for fuck's sake, in the whole history of Ireland. It was like, fuck off, you little Scientologist. Mentalist.
No, but like I find that like Klaus is my favorite character in that series.
I love Klaus. I just love it. And he plays it so well though.
His story development in the series is great. Like, I'm interested all the time.
Yes. And come series 2, it's just amazing. It's so nice. But because series 1 that he Goes to Vietnam. Isn't series 1 that he ends up in Vietnam? Yes, okay, Grant.
Yes. He meets
Right,
Dave.
so because... Yeah, okay. Now, the reason why I had to double check that is because series 2 it is set in the 60s for the assassination, and the comics have me a bit confused now because in the comics it's different in the comics because in the comics it's not just Claus that goes back in time to war. It's actually 3 of them are in the Vietnam War, and that's so they have it changed enough that everyone kind of gets their own little kind of story arc on the whole thing, like. With Diego and his relationship with the police detective, it's completely done for the TV show, obviously, because they need to kind of have that. They need to kind of give him that story arc in it, because the one that he has, it's the same thing with the daddy issue sort of thing. Like, it does kind of run its course throughout the comics, but it's always going to be there. And I think in the TV series, they needed to give him something else to kind of flesh him out a bit. Yeah. So then you have Rumor, which is really nice because they added a little bit of diversity to this because she is a Caucasian character in the comics. They do have a black actress that's playing her, which another little kind of funny thing for her. Do you know what she was doing before Umbrella Academy?
No. I'm not even going to try.
She was playing Pearl Krabs on the stage version of SpongeBob SquarePants in Chicago.
Okay.
So she gave up Broadway to do the Umbrella Academy.
I think it paid off.
I'm not
SpongeBob to Umbrella
really
Academy is a pretty big upgrades. But Broadway or no Broadway?
I've seen the SpongeBob stage show. It's actually fucking phenomenal. The songs in it are fantastic. I love it. I hated it when I first saw it because a friend of mine was constantly sending me pictures of it and it was like nightmare fuel. Yeah. But then when I actually watched it, I'm like, holy shit, this is actually amazing. It's brilliant.
I'm a goofy goober.
I'm a goofy goober. Rock. Anyway, don't distract me. Yeah. So, Rumor, like, she's an excellent character. And again, her story for season 2 is wonderful. It is so wonderfully done. And it really is, like, it just, like, it's still the same things that are going on in 2020 as that were going in 1963, 1964.
1963.
That was Kennedy assassination. 63. Yeah. So it's like the same stuff that they were fighting for in the 60s, and it's still a fucking issue that's going on today, and it shouldn't be. Like, it's realistic. It's like times should have changed by now, and they haven't.
Yeah, it touches a major nerve.
It really fucking does. And like when you're watching, it makes you uncomfortable to watch some of it because you're like, oh my god, this is still going on. But it's done really well. Like, it's like, I highly recommend like the series. Like, it is very good. So you have like all the characters. We still don't know what fucking happened to Ben. I still don't know what happened to Ben because it isn't even in the comics yet. I have to wait till I get the fucking 3rd book because I'm waiting until the deluxe edition come out, because I'm not going to start buying them as single comics now. I have the other 2 sets. I don't want to get like all of them, but the deluxe edition of that one is released on the 25th of September, so I'm going to have a pre-order from the book depository, so I'm just waiting for that, and it's in purple, so I'm very excited. So I have to wait until I find out what the story is on that one, but the ending of the comic of the second comic obviously is going to be different to the ending of the TV series, so I'm very intrigued on this, and I want to know more. I want to know what happened to Ben as well. I'm dying to find out what the story was with Ben. But again, you do get a little bit more of his kind of backstory as well, is in the new series, is in season 2, which is really good. But then it brings me up to my favourite characters. All right, so I've gone through kind of, I only touched on Diego, but like, he's adorable. It's nice. I want to talk about number 5, okay? Because the actor who's playing number 5, Aidan Gallagher, is unfucking real. He's he's like 15 playing a 10-year-old who's actually a 61-year-old. Like, and he steals every scene that he's in. Like, he really does. Like, you're kind of drawn to him, and you love, like, he's such a sassy little prick. Like, you want to know kind of like what's going on with him, and you're like, oh, yes, I want to see where this is going. I want to see if you're right. the way he's drawn in the comic is fucking adorable. Like, he's really cute and small. He's got like a real big head. He's got like his same haircut. Like like Aiden, who's playing him, he looks like him, just he's a bit taller. It's the uniform that just does it in. It's hilarious, right? But it got me thinking, like, I can't talk much about him because his character development rarely happens in the second series, and I don't want to go into that because you haven't seen it. Like, so the first series, you're kind of only getting a feel for him and like what he's capable of doing, and like you can see kind of like his paranoia and stuff that's in it. And I think the reason why I was so drawn to him is because he reminds me of Angel Cruz from OTT.
Interesting.
Right?
Wasn't expecting that.
The paranoia. It's really funny. It's because I started thinking about like early OTT stuff, like when I was watching back on it. And do you remember like the promos that Angel used to do?
Yes.
And he was kind of constantly like, he was like really kind of
twitchy.
Well, what the fuck? Like, what do you want to do? Like, yeah, he had that little kind of paranoia about him that he didn't need. He had Team Prick that was with him, and then obviously when you see what number 5 is capable of doing, obviously in the first series, and then when you see what he does in the second series, like I'm basing this. There's a particular thing that happens in the second series, and it just screamed Angel Cruz with the axe at OTT.
Okay.
And it's honest to God, fucking watch this shit. But it got me thinking about OTT again. So after I finished Umbrella Academy, what did I do? I went onto my On Demand and started watching OTT again. And I fucking forgot how much I missed OTT. I've forgotten how much I miss fucking live shows.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're all stuck in a lockdown, and like I understand it's for the greater good and stuff, but can we talk about OTT for a while? Like,
I think we can talk about OTT for a while.
So, like, on that note, like, right, on that note, like, what is your favorite memories for OTT? Like, doesn't have to be restricted to like a Tivoli or a Contenders
it's meeting
or a Big
my
Show.
friends.
But
do you know what? Like, literally, it's making my friends.
I didn't have friends.
Right? I'll tell you this, right? So we're at first time I ever went to an OTT show. I was with a group of lads that I knew pretty well. We were all right. Like, we were mates. I wouldn't say we were Bethy mates. One fella thought I was his fucking best mate. And I was kind of like, yeah, we're friends. Friend zone. This is my personal space. That's your personal space. So I want you to like skip your personal space and put the other friend in between us. And that's kind of how I wanted to be it, right? But yeah, so that was fine. And then
you were practicing social distancing before it was cool.
Oh my God, lads! I'm the fucking queen of social distancing. Right? So went to I think went to a Low Blows event, and I met Ali and John at a Low Blows event, and then all of a sudden that was me and Nathan. Then it was with us as well, and that was us 4, and we were the 4 that went to the OTT together. Then we met everyone else, and like I'm still friends with everybody else. That was at an OTT that I knew from the start of when we all became the regulars at OTT.
Yes.
I don't mean like us as the regulars, but I mean like it was a regular thing. Like, we were going every month as opposed to some of us just diving in and out sort of thing. But like I think they're like, if I can go match wises, a comedy always sticks out really well for me.
Oh yeah.
Well done.
Comedy is the matches that stick well for me, and pretty much anything Trend 7 has ever done in the Tivoli is just like with fucking promos that he's done, like the promos that he does with Angel over Tyler Bate just bring pure joy.
Brilliant.
Like, it just brings pure joy to my heart. Like, it just makes me happy when I think back on it. But like a bit the 6-man 5-man match as like one of the best matches. But like, we talked about it, I think it was like last week. I don't even know if we talked about it on a podcast or if it was just ourselves talking about it, or even when we were in the fucking house on Saturday. But Haven for Monsters, when he wasn't even wrestling, he was just doing the GM for the night. And he comes out and he's like, no, it's a bra and panties match. No, it's a Royal Rumble. No, it's a steel cage. There's not even a cage there. What's wrong with you, you idiot? Remove the cage. Like, stuff like that, like that's the type of shit that sticks with me. And I watched I went on to Cage Match, and I just went back and I just went to see, right, what shows has Trent 7 been on, what shows have Chris Brooks been on, and those are the ones I'm going to watch back, because again, those are the ones that have all the angel stuff as well that's on it.
They're always intertwined,
right?
yeah.
Right, and it was a great one as well. So I think it was 3rd year anniversary or 4th year anniversary. Oh, it was Chris Brooks versus Logan Bryce. I'm nearly sure it was 4th year in the TIV.
I want to say 3rd year myself.
3rd year.
4th year was in the stadium, was it not?
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember it was, right.
It's a
It's
tree.
his 3rd year anniversary. No. 3rd year anniversary, and it was Logan versus Chris Brooks. And then there's a lot of interference. That pissed me off so fucking much. But then the greatest thing of all time happened. The smell of gasoline just filled the fucking floor area, right? So the ring and the floor seats just filled with the smell of gasoline.
Okay.
And then all you see is Angel coming up with the chainsaw. And like barking orders at Be Cool and Chris Brooks. Like the two of them are just holding up Logan and then just pull the legs as they're going like to slice him down the middle. I've never seen so many people baying for bloodshed in my entire life. Like even I'm like, I want to see him die.
I want to see this happen.
Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to watch a murder. This is the greatest night of my life. Like that's literally where
phone raised and just like click.
I was so fucking into it. I get so into it that I'm just like, I kind of forget that I'm watching a show instead of watching like a live theatre production that has Angel as the fucking star of it.
Yes.
Because honest to God, if OTT ever decided to do stage shows, I would love to see their take on American Psycho with Angel in the fucking main cast.
Oh, what a fucking shout that is.
Oh my God. Like, imagine. It would be genius. Be Cool playing one of the strippers, prostitutes, or Paul, and then just getting an axe to the head. Can you imagine it?
Here's one for you. If OTT did Hamilton, who would be the lead?
Do you like Huey and the Blowfish?
Who would be the lead for OTT Hamilton?
I haven't watched Hamilton, so I don't know.
Oh my God, I have a friend coming over tomorrow. We're going to be watching. She hasn't seen it yet, so we're having a Hamilton party, so I get to watch it again. Like realistically, it has to be an immigrant, so it'd have to be an import playing Alexander Hamilton. So I'm trying to think now, who is the import that is literally oh my God, can we see if Pete Dunne can sing?
Pete Dunne.
Holy shit, can Pete Dunne be fucking Alexander Hamilton? Yes.
It could be Pete Dunne,
yes. Oh my God, who will play Burr? Oh my God, who's going to kill him? Who's going to play Justy? Oh my God, Justy is Burr. Justy can literally beat him and just have to shoot at the end. It's the only time that Justy is ever going to, I think, actually get a win over him. So, like, we have to give it to Justy. Oh my God, who would be alive? Oh my God, and Kaz. Oh, I'm Session Mott as fucking Eliza. Can you imagine her singing Burn? Lads.
No.
I feel like I have opened a very appropriate can of worms for this podcast.
Holy shit balls.
During the course of this conversation, she's just getting more ideas. And just like I've three ideas on the go at the moment. I've got a Ripper fan fiction, I've got a fucking stage show of American Psycho that I have to write, and now I have to do a remix of Hamilton with fucking a load of Irish and Brits in it. It's going to be excellent. Oh my God, Zach Gibson can play King George. Oh.
That's good because I wanted this. No, even now, but even sing this King George song in the Scouse accent. Remind you of me, love. Can you imagine that?
You'll be back.
You'll be back.
Soon.
Can of Coke. Oh my God! Yes.
While we're talking about Scouse accents, I'll give a quick plug to a future episode of the Jellyfield Donut podcast, where Burkbot discovered the best Pokemon to say in a Scouse accent. It shouldn't come as a surprise, but it's Charmander.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
We pressed that Scouse button quite a lot in that episode, so once it comes out, you might want to.
Charmander.
But yeah, if Shouder, say it right, Frenchie.
Shouder.
But here's the thing, though. We're talking about OTT memories, right? Because my first like OTT.
Kaylee Ray can be Angelica. Sorry, I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Okay,
sorry,
okay.
hold on. George Washington, Joe Cabray.
Yeah, nailed
All
it.
right.
Nailed it. Even the wig.
So
He has to be
Thomas,
in the wig.
yes, yeah, has to do it, right? Thomas Jefferson and Lafayette are played by the same person. Obviously, though, it's at different time stages, which I think would work perfect for Sammy, right? Sammy
Ooh,
Sammy
interesting.
Davis.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sammy D.
right?
Sammy D, yeah.
Because at first, so Sammy D would work first, okay? Because he's obviously fighting with Alexander at the first half of the entire show as Lafayette, but then he comes back as Thomas Jefferson, and then he's a rival for it. So it's his heel turn on this one, and him against Pete Dunne. I'd actually like to see that match.
Can I just stop you there,
okay.
right? Can I just stop you there? Like
Excuse me, Jesus
based
Christ.
off the
Why?
characters in the cast, right? That you have, would it not make more sense if Pete Dunne was replaced with Be Cool? Just throwing it out there, because you got like
I want to hear Pete Dunne sing Alexander Hamilton in a Brummie accent, playing an American immigrant from the Caribbean. All right,
I'm not denying
don't you
that.
dare take this away from me.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying with the supporting cast we have, B is a very natural fit there. Just
he
throwing
could
it
be.
out there.
He could be, but he could also be like Mulligan and James Madison. He could also be Hercules Mulligan and James Madison. Because the reason why I say that is because it means then that him and Sammy would be back tag teaming together.
Okay, that's fine.
Because
James
Madison is also on the Thomas Jefferson side on this one, okay? John Lawrence and Philip Hamilton. Again, it's an actor playing a dual role. That actually could go to Team Prick because they do have those childlike qualities about them.
Okay, we'll take that.
And then Peggy Schuster and Maria Reynolds, again, played by the same actress on this one. Peggy doesn't really have an awful lot to do during the first part of the show. And then she is also the one that Hamilton cheats on his wife with. So maybe actually if I take that one, I'm going to swap out this one, right? Now, this is nothing against Session Mop, but I'm going to turn her into Peggy and not Debbie Reynolds, and Maria Reynolds. Because I think she can get more out of that, and because I'd love to see her and Pete as a couple. I don't know why. But I'm going to give Katie Harvey actually the role of Eliza because I think she can actually sing Burn. She looks like she could like fucking belt out those lyrics.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Yeah, okay. I've cast. Okay, I've cast it.
We've cast it, and now it's just a matter of shooting it and getting it out there. So yeah. I mean, if the wrestling doesn't take off, musicals is the way to go.
I have figured it out. Once you put it into the universe, that shit comes true. So
it does
I've
happen.
I've put it into the universe. The lads have the downtime on lockdown. All they have to do is get onto a Zoom call. They can make their own fucking costumes.
That's true.
And just go for it.
Well,
like,
for everyone that's listening, if you like that idea, please make it happen somehow.
Just keep tweeting Joe.
Type the shit out of them.
Just keep tweeting
fuck
Joe.
that. Start tweet Pete Dunne. Just see. I have a feeling Pete would be into this. Right?
Hey, Pete Dunne, want to play this character?
At Pete Dunne, #Bruiserweight. I think you'd make an excellent Alexander Hamilton in a wrestling production. DM me. Like, I mean, I didn't actually send it, but I'm really fucking tempted to send in this now, actually.
Are you
hey,
sure?
Lockdown's gotten to me. I have a plan. I have an idea that I think a lot of you guys would be interested in.
Pete, have you got anything on at the moment? Because we got something cooking up here. We might need you to jump in on. You know,
I've seen your workout videos. I think you'd make an excellent Alexander Hamilton.
It's just a wrestling musical. You know, just like it's something on the
just
side.
A cameo. Give him
just a cameo. Yeah, exactly.
I'll let him be fucking King George if he wants, actually.
No, Gibbo is definitely nailed on King George. From everything I know of Hamilton, Gibson is absolutely King George.
He's
nailed.
King George. No, yes, no, I'm done. I'm done. I have it. All right, I'm locking in my cast.
Alternatively, Charlie Sterling would be a good King George as well.
I was thinking of him. I was thinking of him for that, but
he'd be a bit more camper, I think.
You see, here's the thing. I think he might take it too far and just start throwing tea at everybody.
Okay, right. Yeah, you want to have Gibson that veil
I think he might take it too far.
Then again, he might be like handing out wet floor signs to people, so you never know.
He's only done that once.
Done that a couple times.
Yeah. He's a good lad. But
I'm happy to say I've never been on the receiving end of a wet floor sign from Charlie Stern, and that actually makes me feel really fucking proud.
Not yet.
No, it will never. No, there really isn't on this one. That ship has sailed. Okay.
Ironically, yeah.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Not
never
this
happened.
time.
Not this
never
time.
Happened. Not this
we
time.
got you. It's not this
That's
time.
a lie.
That's a lie.
It's false.
It's false. It never happened.
So, Jonathan, what is your memory of your favorite memory of OTT?
You see, I've been at OTT since the second show. And like, and again, I said this during the hallway podcast we did a good few months ago, that like I would have gone to the first show if I remembered it was on, and like it was. Did you crack?
Someone was too busy drinking in a field.
Yes.
Huh?
No, do you know what it was, right?
Oh, I stretched.
Because we had gone through like a horrendous fucking period of like really odd but like unsuccessful 18 shows.
Yeah.
Because you would have had like experiments like Full Throttle Wrestling, which was certainly something that happened. And then
sounds like a horse was involved.
Well, it wasn't too far off, to be honest with you. But in fairness, and then we had the fucking submarine, the show in the submarine bar, which is brilliant, which is really fucking good.
The only letdown for that was the lighting.
Yeah,
because it was so dark.
That was it, like, but it was great. It was a great show, like, and that was definitely the proto OTT. And it's such a shame it wasn't really recorded, because fuck me, man, like that would have went places. But I think what my kind of like prevailing memories of the OTT was the weird cross section of fans that we developed, because over almost like purely organically. That because like in that first year, everyone kept coming back to the shows and kept coming back to the same seats, because the Tivoli like had a regular kind of layout, and because like the numbers weren't that great at the time, you like a core of OTT fans just established itself like after 2 or 3 shows, which obviously will happen to like a growing like indie promotion like that. But the fact was that there was such a weird relationship between wrestlers and fans. You know, I know it's quite like it's very weird to say that given the current like climate, but it was a purely for the show sort of situation. So like immediately, like after 2 or 3 shows, you had a fan base for the wards, and they became the ward section, and they put in so much energy into like dolling themselves up in fucking camo gear and face paint and all this
or
stuff.
making signs
exactly. And the great thing was that the wrestlers lent into that power, that energy as well. So you had Rocky Macbeth rigging out props like a fucking framed picture of Joe Dolan to pray to, and then getting the front row to pray with them. Like, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, right? That was in the second or third show. And like just the thought process behind that was amazing. And then like, and I was thinking to myself, like the ward section needs someone to bounce off, you know, and then I was a fan of Paul Tracy anyway, because he was out of all the mainstay shows I was at, I used to like, in a way, ironically cheer for him, but it wasn't from a place of irony. It's a place of like, I love this guy's work. I love what he does. So like, I'm gonna cheer for him even though he's supposed to be booed. And like, I'm the one guy at the back of the fucking gym hall, like going, "Go on, Tracy!" And
I was saying boo earns.
Yeah, in a manner of speaking. But the great thing was that like there's a few others that were just the same way. So we all just kind of like just pooled together and just became the Tracy estate.
The Tracy estate,
yeah. And the great, beautiful thing about it was that we naturally just like congregated on the stage. So we had this, and it was on the same stage as the ward section. So we just had this wonderful back and forth between the two fan groups, just slacking each other off. So like, as the more that the ward section added props, we added props as well. But we were far more like, we didn't lean in nowhere near as much as we should have. But we, in a way, like we had the ideas, just not, we never thought to implement them. My favorite ones was, I brought in a teacup, which was one. And it was just me, just like there, just dipping the cheap beer out of a teacup with the saucer, just watching the wrestling, you know. The two that really stuck though was obviously they had the signs, which was Adam who made them. If you're watching, pal, did a smashing job with them. The two that stuck though, right, was champagne flutes, right, which my girlfriend at the time thought of it was a fucking genius idea, and we all got the champagne flutes out, poured it with beer, and then as Tracy walked out, we fucking cheer him with the music, like, and it looked so fucking good. When the ward section got shirts, we got shirts because that's a natural thing to do. And I'm happy to say I made quite a fucking profit on it because a lot of people want the Tracy Estate shirts, as it turns out. So I am one of the few people who managed to fucking sell merch that wasn't licensed by Joe.
You're like, you were fucking Earl Hebner.
I was a fucking shiller. I was a shiller. Like, I was there, like, fucking Rey Mysterio masks for €3, like, fucking down the point. Like, brilliant.
I'm just saying, I love...
The best thing was, though, right? And this, I only remember this recently, right? I made up stickers, right? Because I had access to a label printer, right? And I had stickers that said "Pet Peasants," right? property of the Tracy estate, and 2 or 3 of us would just spend the entire night just sticking it on people's backs, during the show and in backstage afterwards. And like there was one guy who was like happy to play along, so I stuck it on the middle of his chest right there, so you could see it on camera. Like he was the pet peasant, and then like 15 others like had them accidentally stuck to them, and one was nearly going to be Rhino, before I corrected the person that was going to do it. Said, no, do not do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I love
all
how
the people that do it to
Dude,
that is not the
he's
one.
not-
Yeah,
to do
that's
it.
not it. That ain't it, Chief. But
I love how you explain, it's like, oh yeah, well the ward section were always in the same spot, and then you have the Tracy estate were in the same spot, and then there was our group,
yes,
Right.
fucking gate crashers.
right? The session section, right? But what was, do you know what was really funny about us? Okay, and I think when because we were all, like, as I said, we all became friends at the shows, but we would only ever really chat to each other in the queue.
Yes.
Because as soon as we got into the venue, we were always in different areas. Because none of us bought our tickets the same, or we never got the same tickets as each other, right? And I think this worked really well, right? Because you'd have 3 or 4 of us would be on the stage, and then you've got another 4 or 5 are on the bar stools, and then you've got 2 or 3 in each side, right? And what would happen is, as soon as the lads from the flats and Martina came out, there'd be random areas where people would lose their shit, and it worked so well, I think, for their gimmick, because it works really well with the gimmick that, because the fans are so spaced out as well for this. And then what happened was the ward section went to a wedding, and then the section managed to fucking actually cohort themselves. Instead of just being strung out drunks, we actually managed to form a plan, and we were like, oh my god, if we get there at like early, we can actually get front and we can get the seats. Because at this point, some of us had been sitting second row, and we were just waiting for our moment to get to the front row. Not like in a weird way, but it was like, I kind of want to sit front row for.
We want your
show.
spot.
It wasn't even that.
So
because
did we,
bear
in
in
fairness.
mind,
We had every
it was really funny though, because you know what the best part about it was though, is because there was still the ward section was still in the front row, but the session section had managed to start to fill up the front row with them. Right, exactly. We migrated in, right? We assimilated, if you will, right? And then we brought glow sticks with us.
Yes.
And that was the point that, like, I think even Martina was like, these are my guys.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the best thing about it was the show would start and we'd have them around us, but as soon as it come up to her match, you'd hear her can would click, and so would all the glow sticks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we would, and then it was just a fucking rave going on with all of us. And I think that was so much, like, that's still in her fucking entrance, her Titantron. Like, her song, when it comes up, we are still there swinging our fucking glow sticks.
But see,
and we ended up
laminating
our fucking signs because people kept ripping them up on us.
I remember that, yeah. Like, this is the gas thing, though, because, like, people, like, maybe watching this not knowing will think that we're taking credit for this sort of stuff. But, like, I think they have to understand, like, back then, all of this was so organic that there was this kind of natural back and forth.
It's the shoot, like, yeah, it's the shoot stuff that I miss. Like, it's the stuff that shouldn't really be important. And the reason why, okay, so the Tivoli was, in every sense of the words, an absolute shithole, right? Bear with me, okay? It was an absolute kip, right? There was fuck all air circulation in that place, right? And you can tell when you're watching some of the lads. At one point, Foxy looks like he has a fucking waterfall coming down his face. This was one of the days when it was particularly fucking hot, and everyone was fucking feeling like we were fucking suffering in that place, and you could barely breathe in it. And it was just, it's everything. You were just sticking to yourself. Everything. You just wanted to get the fuck out of there, but you knew that you did not want to leave. Because as soon as we walked out the door, fuck, it's over. I just want to go back. I want to go back tomorrow because I want to see another show. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, it was a shit home, but it was home.
Yeah.
Like, when you went there, you knew what you were getting yourself in for. It had a really fucking, like, it had an underground feel to it, even though it wasn't an underground thing anymore. Like, it got attention. Like, I've New Year's Eve just gone, right? I went out to the Cedars for New Year's. I planned on staying in and being a dry shite and going to bed at 10 o'clock, but my mom had other plans. My mom was the one that was dragging me out on New Year's Eve. And went out to a pub, and a friend of hers happened to be there, and her son ended up going as well. And we she introduced me to her son, and the two of us were like, you look very familiar. Like, and that was, I kind of didn't think much of it. And then he happened to see my phone. And I was checking, so I was texting someone like wishing him a happy new year, and he saw the background on my phone. He just went, I know you from the fucking Tivoli Theatre. And I was like, oh my God, that's how I know you. And he's like, you're the Martina Mark. And that was literally what I was like, that's me. And the two of us went off on our own thing. Right. Yes. And then another son of like another family that happened to be there. And he was like, I know you guys. And we're like, oh my God. And I was like, I met like these two lads, I ended up getting stuck in the Gypsy Rose with them because I lost my friends.
Yeah.
Like it's weird how those kind of
at home,
things
and it was
happen.
fun. It was like literally I couldn't remember their names. All I knew them from was there was some really nice guys that I met at TV, but I never met them again at the show because they didn't they weren't as into it as I already was. I think for them, I think for Brian it was a once off. A friend of his happened to get tickets for it, and his friend stopped going to the shows. I think he had ended up having a kid or something like that, so he stopped going to shows, like, and he just didn't do it. And then Brian just didn't go to them because he didn't know when they were on, he didn't know where to find them, and he just thought it was a once off. But even he was saying to me, he goes, oh my God, I remember the fucking Tivoli. And then even he was like, I can't believe it's gone. Like, I always regret not going more. And that's kind of like what it's missing. And it's like, we complained about it so much, but like, I fucking hate having to come here. But as soon as that side door was open, when they started opening the side door and we went into the back and they had the bus bar and the makeshift tables, and it's like, it made it feel like, right, I'm not here to see a show. I'm at an event, but it's like, I feel like I'm at a venue now.
Yeah.
Like this is, and it's one of those really weird things. It's like, I'm going to a private party sort of situation, right? Because when you look at it from the surface, you don't really expect anything to be going on. Yeah. Right. So if you're walking by the Tivoli on a show day and we've all gone in, nothing seems out of place to you there because the shutters might be up, but you can't see what's going on. You can't, like, there's obviously the foyer part first. So when you're in the back, so you can't see. So it does feel like I'm at a private event. I'm at this kind of secret event that we all know about, but nobody else does.
And it does play into the fact that, like, if you were there, you know. And it's only for the people that were there will know.
Exactly. It's like I there's so many things I'm like when I think back on it now, especially people that I know in my life now as well, especially as had I not have gotten into it, or had I not been dragged to a show, or had I not by chance had the day off, there's an awful lot of things like that. It's very much a butterfly effect. It's like my life would have worked out. Like I would have had an awful lot more fucking money. Let's just put it this way, right? Had I not gotten in.
You're welcome, Chris Brooks.
Because like, I think actually technically he owes
you
at least some percentage of you.
I'm if that fucker had his DMs open, I would have DM'd him those 8 pictures, been like, here, this is how much money I've given you in the past. I have the receipts. Fucking bring me back that fucking Eva. Evie, not Eva. That's
Evie,
my daughter, my fucking granddaughter, or my godchild. But like, it's a really funny thing because it's like, wow, had I not gone to this, I wouldn't have this group of friends. I wouldn't know you. Like. It's amazing how it seems like something that's so insignificant that you do as a pastime actually has such an impact on you. Because like, I wasn't into wrestling anymore. I had completely pulled myself out of it. I managed to, like, it was like the fucking mafia. I got out, man.
I got clean, man.
I got out. I got to live my life. I got to, like,
you're John Wick. Are you working?
That's literally what it was. It was honest to God. Yeah, it was like, honestly, it's like the way I looked at wrestling, it was like an addiction, right? I labeled it as somewhat of an addiction, right? Because no matter how much you hate the product, or no matter how much WWE was really pissing you off, you still had to get your Monday fix. You still had to get your Raw, SmackDown fix.
Yeah,
or you still had to go and watch the pay-per-view. You still need to know what's going on. And I always like that was my addiction. It's like it's hurting me. I hate it. But I still have to have it, and I still need to know what was going on. And let's not lie, okay, the Shield were a massive influence on that because I really, really liked that gimmick.
It's a love-hate relationship with wrestling.
And it really was a love-hate relationship with it. And then OTT kind of happened, and I was introduced to that, and I was like, okay, this is different. This is something that I'm not used to seeing on TV. And it brought me something, like, it's not even in the sense that, because it was an over 18 show, but it gave me something else that I wasn't actually seeing on WWE. And it's not even that I hadn't seen it before on WWE. It was very different because even character-wise that they had, like gimmicks
very
that
relatable.
they had.
Yeah, very Irish as well.
That's what I mean. It's like, it was exactly, it's something that you're like, oh, I know exactly what, like, you don't have to know what's going on in the show to understand what roles everyone's playing. Like, so for example, when you're looking at like the ward section, you know, or not the ward section, when you're looking at the wards, like, you know exactly who the wards are. Like, and you're like, oh, I know this, yes. And it's one of those things as well, it's like, oh my God, it's actually a perfect kind of gimmick as well to do. And then you had, like, then when Martina and the lads were flats were doing it, you're kind of like, oh. Yeah. It's like, it's one of those things where, like, you don't want to admit, shit, I am Martina. That is me on a fucking Saturday night, Sunday morning. Just,
I don't know if it's but you just like, they're just characters you love as well, because they're all things that like you can latch onto. Like they are inherently, again, pardon the pun here, but they're inherently over the top, but they still have some semblance they're still grounded in reality. They start off with like a premise, but because it's wrestling, therefore everything has to be taken to the nth degree. Therefore, like, you can still get behind them, but it also means that you can get behind them to the nth degree as well. So, like with yourselves, you had the glow sticks, we had the fucking teacups and the champagne flutes and all that shit. The war section had the face paint and the entrances and all this sort of stuff. So, like, everyone added their own energy into it.
That was another great thing that we managed to find: glow in the dark face paint.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Do you remember? So what happened? Yes. This is right. This is actually a good one, right? So what happened was we decided to do it like Rambo do on it, right? So I literally got like 2 fingers, and me and Ali just did the 2 strips. So it was it was 4 different colors each time we did it, and then we did it to the lads as well, and they were all up for it, and it was fine. One of the lads had an allergic reaction to the glow makeup, to the glow face, right? And we didn't notice it until the next day. And I happened to meet up with him the next day because we went to the Tivoli for like half and half. So we went to get our wings and our chips and a drink. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And he goes, it's the fucking face paint. And he just had these 2 red blotches, like these 4 red blotches on his face. Just on his face. And I was like, oh shit. And he was like, yeah. So I'm never doing that fucking again. And I was like, you bought the face paint? And he's like, I know. That's what made it worse. He was like, it should have been fine because he bought it himself and it just had an adverse effect on him. And I pissed myself laughing.
I suppose you like that as well. Like, it's hardly a thing you'd be aware about in a sense.
Yeah, it's a very niche allergy, I think, to have. Like, you will not find out about it unless you actually have something that works with it. And it's just, but it was fucking fantastic.
One more story I'll share from the Tivoli, right? And this comes from the Ted show. Right now, I believe I've told you this story before, and you broke your shit laughing at it. But I'll say it again for the purpose of the podcast, right? So, Ted sold out like fucking quickly, quicker than I anticipated, which meant I missed out on stage seats. Right? That's very important to the story, by the way, because then we had to queue up super early so we can get like the near the entranceway or the pecker position.
Yeah, the railing. Yeah.
Yes, the railing, because Pecker was always at that fucking spot.
Pecker is a person. I feel like we should need this. The pecker position is relating to a person named Pecker. Okay?
Yes, exactly. Just to be clear.
It's not a glory hole. There was not a glory hole in the middle of like the Tivoli Theatre. That was called the Pecker position.
Like, I love him to bits. He's a fucking twig of a human being. And I think that's how he's able to get there so much. He's so skinny. He's able to just slink his way.
He's like Randall. I mean this in the nicest possible way. He's Randall from Monsters, Inc. He just like slinks in. And that's like and he's there.
Yeah. But anyway, so we were there with him, right? And like again, this place the Tivoli was crowded down. No, like Tivoli had busy shows, but nothing as busy as our TED. Like it was overcrowded, like dangerously overcrowded.
Our TED was a fire hazard.
Yes.
A fire marshal would have shut that shit down had they gone in.
But here's the great thing. The thing about it was that like I was enjoying the show, I was loving it, right? But here's the thing: where I was, right? There was a few people behind me, and they were trying to like kind of nick some bar space, which happens all the time. It's kind of normal. But this time around, right? There were three like what I can only describe as middle-aged women in dresses that did not fit them for their age group, right? And they were there like, you know, like
How dare you? I thought I looked great that night.
I said middle-aged, Amy. Middle-aged.
You don't know how old I really am.
That's true. I do think you're still lying out your age. But anyway, and the great thing is like, right, like some people have wandering hand syndrome. You know, the kind of way where like the hand just kind of stays in the shoulder a bit too long, right? These women had that, right? You could all tell they were all divorced, they were all single mammies, and they're all.
I know an awful lot of wrestling fans that suffer that. I know an awful lot of male wrestling fans.
I have suffered this same situation because one of them was like, again, it must be in her 40s at least, and she was there going like, "You don't mind if I leave my drinks here, do you?" I was like, "No, it's fine. Go on ahead." And like, now again, that's an awkward situation in and of itself. But then the other two chime in and ask the same question with the exact same look, wink, smile, the whole malarkey, right? And they're all there just kind of looking at me like just there trying to chat to me. It's like, do you go to this all the time? It's like, I do actually. Yeah. I'm one of the regulars. And I was like, what's going to happen here? It's like, it's wrestling. Oh, it's wrestling, is it? All right, I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here then? Anyway, but here again, that would have been an awkward situation in and of itself. But the fact that right beside me watching all this happen was my girlfriend at the time, breaking her shit laughing at me being chatted up by three fucking cougars, right? So thankfully the show goes on without incidents, right? Because I actually was trying to focus on the wrestling here. Out of all the shows in the OTT in Tivoli, this is the show I actually wanted to enjoy the wrestling for very different reasons. Because if I look behind me, I probably would have been assaulted in some form, right? So anyway, so cut then to backstage, right? We're going right across. Backstage is the name of the pub beside the Tivoli, by the way. It's been renamed since, but we make a beeline for there because again, we know the plan by now, right? Get in there early, get a table, set up all your shit, and we're sorted for the night, right? So we do that, right? And like we get a couple of seats in it because again, it would have been packed because of our TED, and we managed to get a spot there, and we're thinking, oh, this is grand, yeah, it's no problem. And you have to kind of picture. So we're down here kind of like on one of those kind of long seats that fits 2 or 3 people, right? And there's a table in front of us and a pinball machine on our side. And on the opposite side is a glass table, like a glass tall table, basically. Like it's something that people will stand around as opposed to sit around. Again, very important to the story because like I got a pint in and everyone's going like, oh, that was a good show, yeah. And then like I just get a nod, right? And the same 3 women that were behind me for the entire show were still behind me in the backstage. They had followed me to the backstage and stayed exactly the same distance.
That is stranger danger. If I've ever stranger danger.
But they're just there, like, and you know, like they do that kind of look, like, you know, they're holding the G&T and they're just going like, just there, just not breaking eye contact, but they're not looking at you. They're looking right in your vicinity, like they're like this.
Hello, big boy.
Yeah.
All that's missing is like the straw, like the straw and the drink, and then.
I feel there's a signal there, and just like, okay.
I've never felt so rattled.
They're short of just doing this.
And then the boob just keeps traveling down.
Just like
going
flop,
and going
flop,
and going.
Just some rolls,
tumbling towards freedom.
It's like when Chris Jericho unravels the 1,001. That's literally what it is. It's still going.
I'll never look at leather again. Like it's just leather's ruined for me now. Like I can't see it again. Not even as furniture. Like. The whole notion of leather for me is ruined because of those 3 fucking wagons that wouldn't leave me alone. We actually went to the Jippo afterwards. Like we actually and it was kind of customary for the time to go to the Jippo anyway. But fucking hell, like we just sketched. Like it was time to go. It was time to fucking leave.
You got out of there.
I got out of there.
Oh my god.
No, like with OTT, like it's so difficult for me to like pick like a favorite because I've been involved like since day one, and it's just there's been so many things to happen in OTT that I would consider my favorites. Like a lot of it tends to be comedy. Like that goes without saying, but like I'm not like. I wish I was straight-faced. Like, I wish I could do deadpan, but I can't.
You can't, yeah.
Like,
as much as you try and hide it.
Like, it just became, like, a joke to, like, the crowd. They knew, like, look at that, Foxy's breaking. Ah!
Yeah. We tried to break you. We tried everything.
I know.
Sorry. I've succeeded in breaking Foxy.
I know you did. That's why we were trying ourselves.
Honest to God, that is my proudest achievement, I think, in wrestling, and it's so fucking sad, but it's the validation that I needed is when I managed to break someone in the ring, and because Foxy can't keep a straight face when he needs to, right?
He can focus on the job.
Exactly, he can. But like there was one particular part where it was Be Cool, Angel, Foxy, Redacted in the ring. And I managed to break all four of them with one comment. And what made me, even when you look back on the VOD, because I don't know if it's Sean or Macklin who's like standing on the far side of the ring recording it, because you can actually see Angel go.
Yeah,
and he
just
turns away.
But
and it's just in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God. And I looked at Ali next to me, and the two of us are like, I did. She's like, you did it. And I was like, I did it. And it was a one throwaway comment. And it just so happened that a Belfast crowd is so fucking quiet that it gets picked up so clearly. Yeah. It just got picked up so clearly in the venue and even on the VOD.
Yeah, I remember watching it.
You just hear it so clearly. And it's literally, it's honest to God, it's not even one of my favorite moments. It's my proudest moment in that fucking show, because I'm like, I managed to break 5 people, sorry. No, 4. 4. But it was just, honest to God, I felt so validated.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is it. I did it. I finally, and then I could stop. And then after that, I stopped. I actually stopped trying. I was like, I'm never going to top that. I'm never going to top it. I think I did it once again in Belfast.
Yes.
And Foxy just kind of went, you fucking bitch. And that was it.
I find them they're the best, but they're also the worst as well, because they come at the worst timing. Like, so I'd be like,
I don't know, man. It was dead silent. It was perfect timing for me.
Yeah, it's good timing for you. But I mean, like, in general, like, it could have been like during like a moment where it's not needed, or it's a comment that like I'm actually like I'm pissed off, but it is funny.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, I try not to acknowledge it.
Could it be one, for example, screaming? I don't know. I'm
just spitballing here.
I have an example.
Okay.
I do remember the one where you were like, you fucking bitch. Which is probably one of my favorite ones, because I'm pretty sure it's actually at the same show. And Fabulous Nikki would have been in the ring at the time. And he was looking for someone to, like, he wanted a good luck kiss before the match started. And no one was like, everyone was like, it's a Belfast crowd, aren't really, it's not a Dublin crowd. They're not as vocally into it as it, like, I think it is a real kind of Dublin humor type thing. Just like the Dublin crowd kind of get it. And no one was no one was actually like giving him what he was looking for. They weren't giving him the interaction that he needed. And I literally just remember screaming, take one for the team, Foxy! Right? And what made it worse is like, I shouldn't have yelled that out, because I got a little bit self-conscious because it was dead silent.
Yeah.
And Nikki kind of just went and looked at Foxy, and Foxy's like, no means no! And you just looked at me as if, shut the fuck up, like, stop.
Literally, like,
shit.
I actually, like, Nikki came up to me after me, you need to kill me with that. I was like, what? I say no means no.
Like,
well, if I had a whistle, I would have fucking blown on it. But like,
yeah, like that's it was. It was like, but there's those things I remember. It's because no one else, because you were like, no, and you were like, no, no, and he kept trying, and you were like, no means no, and then he was like, oh, you could tell he's like, I have to get away from you because he was about to start laughing, and he had to move away, and then because then he came out to the crowd and he looked at me and he went, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, okay. And I was I did, and then he got like, and then he basically got Pearl Harbored. And I was like, I'm not taking the fault for that. And I just said it to him. I'm like, I'm not at fault for that. And he was like, for fuck's sake. And it just kind of went on. But I'll never forget the look of just Foxy being like, what the fuck? And then it just kind of continued on. But I was like, oh, that's what I mean. It's the stupid little things that you miss. Because the way it worked in the Tivoli, and this goes for Mandela Hall, actually. Because that's where I had some of my best one-liners. God, Justy's right. We do make it about ourselves. I feel so dirty now. Oh.
Don't you hate when you prove Justy right?
Oh my God! Actually,
he's gonna love this.
Feeling. I feel so fucking dirty now. But like, he also knows I'm an attention whore. So I mean, like, I guess that's what I'm known for. But it is like those two venues had such an intimacy about them.
Yeah.
You don't get anywhere. Like, if you were to go to the UK, actually, and based on the venues that I've been in the UK, this is actually a really good example, right? So, for where Rowing Club used to be, they had a warehouse.
Yeah.
Right? And the difficulty with that is, while it's actually an excellent location to have a wrestling show. It's the perfect type of venue for it because the lighting itself there is already perfect for it. You've enough space for a ring, you have enough space for a ramp, and it works out really well. The issue that you have though with that is you've got you're not filling this venue to full, right? So you're only filling it maybe a third, not even a third of the way. And there is an awful lot of echo, and you're looking back on a VOD and you're kind of taken out of it because you can see all this space around you, and it's slightly distracting as well because like you're kind of like, well, what's going on down there? Why is that like? And but like when you go in though to it yourself and you can see how everything is laid out, it makes more sense to you. So it is one of those things you kind of have to go to really appreciate what it is, because if you're looking at it on a VOD, you're kind of taken out of it. Then another area that was in, I never got to do the Electric Ballroom, which I'm not too pushed by, because, and I'll get back to that reason why. Another one that I did, the Dome in Tufnell Park, we went for an Attack show, and that's an upstairs bar. It's an upstairs venue, like gig venue, and it has the stage, and it works really well because that's where their ramp is, and they're able to set it up so they literally just walk off the stage and they're onto the ring. They don't need, well, they changed it actually for this one they did, but most times when Attack set it up, they have it set up so you're directly walking from wherever your ramp is straight onto the ring, or you've got a tiny little jump to it, and it works really well. The Attack crowds are also, they remind me of a Tivoli crowd. They're the same people each time. So it's the same following, but they have their own, like they know what they're doing when they go there. They have their chance. They know what's going on. They know the story, and it works really well. Now they're able to travel to different venues, but it's the same type of crowd. So they have their Birmingham crowd, they have their Cardiff crowd, and they have a London crowd, and it works really well for them. And it's nice. Now, I will actually say this now. When I went to see Attack live, part of me actually preferred, I had a realization I prefer watching this on a VOD, right? And it's going to sound really weird, but the way Attack works, see, OTT works, you don't have to listen to the commentary when you're watching an OTT show, right? And the reason is because there's an ongoing storyline with every wrestling show, and that's fine. The way Attack works, they seem to only have one going at a time. So there's one main storyline, and then there's filler. Yeah. Right. So if you're not sure of what the main storyline is for the first 6 months, because that's the way I treated it was like a TV show. You've got a storyline that will run for 6 months, and then that storyline will wrap up, but it will start off the next run, and that's how it works. So when you're watching it back on a VOD, you really get sucked into the one storyline that they're doing because it's a continuation, and then the lads are doing the commentary on it. But the lads that are doing the commentary are just the wrestlers. So they're having a laugh. They're bouncing off one another. They're commenting on the match, but they're also having a laugh at their friends as well.
Yeah.
And you enjoy that because it's like listening to a podcast. And you enjoy the banter. So you're listening to banter, but you're also able to watch a show. And I think when I was live, I realized I actually miss listening to the banter that the lads will have as they're watching the show, because at the show that we were at, the commentators for the entire thing were, I'm nearly sure, the entire show were Eddie Dennis and Mark Andrews, and the two of them bounce off each other so fucking well. Like, they work so well together, and they have their own jokes and stuff. And if you've listened to them on commentary before, you know what this is. So that's kind of how that one works. So that while they have the venue for them is perfect as well, it has that little underground feel to it, or it has an open bingo hall feel to it. There is something missing on it when you're watching it live. You don't get that with OTT. Now, going back to the Electric Ballroom, when you watch the Progress show and they're in the Electric Ballroom, when you look at the layout of that, okay, they have a stage, which is obviously another massive thing that I feel is missing when you go to a wrestling show and I don't see a stage. I feel weird, right? I don't know why, but you need a stage now, right? So they have their stage, then they have the seats, and then it's surrounding the ring, and that's fine. Now, obviously, they also have like the balcony seating as well for the ultras, but like you don't really need that, okay? That's just to make sure they have full capacity on it, right? When you go to the KRFC, right, while it's slightly bigger, it's the exact same layout that the Electric Ballroom is. The only thing that's missing is a balcony seating, right? So you have the stage area that's at the back, right? Then you have people that are sitting in front of the stage, then you have your lines around it, and then on each side of the ring. I would imagine that there's actually the same capacity, maybe more, that you're fitting into the KRFC that you would have fit into the Electric Ballroom, right? But when you look at the Electric Ballroom on a VOD and you actually really take in what this is, it's a gig venue with very high ceilings that have a balcony seating. Then you look at the KRFC. Granted, it's a basketball hall, but it's very high ceilings and it has a stage. You're dealing with something that has the same kind of atmosphere around it. So while I don't have to go to the Electric Ballroom to see what a show is like there, I guarantee it's the exact same feel as I'd get as I was in the KRFC, right? And in saying that, any show that I've been to, when we're at the KRFC, I get the same type of feeling as when I was going to a Tivoli show. Because the only difference is it's not as dark as it was, but it feel like you're still able to get that kind of intimate feeling on it. And it kind of goes back to the way Attack is. So Attack uses the bingo hall shows. And that's what it is. It's a bingo hall, whereas you do have that same following. So it feels like you're watching something as it starts out, but you know for a fact when you watch it, this is a fully developed product. So you're able to enjoy the best of both feelings. It has the feel of this is something new because you're basing it around your arena and your venue. And you're looking, this looks like it's new. It looks like it's something that hasn't been done before. It looks like they're trying something new. So you have that bit of excitement that builds on you. And then as soon as that fucking OTT music hits, as soon as you get the starts, you get that fucking excitement. And it's the same excitement that you used to feel when you were in the Tivoli because you know what's coming next. You know you're about to be fucking blown out of your mind for the next 4 hours. And you don't it works now. Well, obviously not now because lockdown and stuff, and we haven't had it in a while. But I know for a fact that if the first show that we go back to was, let's say, for example, a KRFC show, I know for a fact I'm going to have that same excitement of I'm about to see something new, but I know, but it's familiar to me, and I'm going to enjoy it again. Exactly. It's like riding a bike. It's not a feeling that goes away. It's like you might miss it. But as soon as you're back drinking cans in the queue, or you're listening to music, or you're just starting to queue up again, that excitement will start to build again. And
absolutely.
Obviously now there's a new kind of there's a new era is coming. Okay, and I'm not gonna go on to what it is. Like everyone knows what's happening at the moment. So there is a new feeling to it because when we go back to it, it is going to have this massively new feel to it because we are going to be watching completely different people in the ring.
That's the case anyway, without a doubt.
And that's that reminds me of the first time I've ever been to a Tivoli show, because it was something that I really don't know what I'm getting myself in for now on this, but I have that excitement because I know I'm going to enjoy it. I just don't know what's going to happen, but I know I'm going to go back.
It's an advantage into the unknown in a sense.
Exactly.
But it's also because now you have that kind of like that brand reputation. Like it doesn't matter, like in a way, who's going to be out there. Like obviously there'll be new people, and they perhaps doing different characters. Perhaps they'll have just come out of lockdown looking like a fucking bronze Adonis. It doesn't really matter in that sense who you see. You just know
I want
an OTT show.
This is another thing, actually. This is actually something that I really want. I want everyone to come out of lockdown like fucking Thor did in Avengers Endgame. I want them all as like Avengers Endgame Thor, where they all just let themselves go. They're all just like slobs, and like I want to see fucking Justy run out to the ring but stop halfway through because he has to catch his breath, right? And I want to see Paddy M about to leg it out and hit him with something but completely miss him and just be like,
fuck it.
Have you seen my wrestling career? That's what I did.
And then just that just be it, like.
No, but like, like there's so many memories for like OTT, but like
Inhaler.
Like, but I would like. I
this
would
would
like
be funnier if it's everyone.
yeah. But I think this would actually transition very well for you, Jonathan.
It does.
What you have planned.
Holy shit, we had another thing to talk about.
We did,
yes.
Would you believe?
I'm so sorry. I hijacked that into something.
No. You are quite all right. Okay, so I want to talk about the OTT roster today. The unredacted ones, obviously. And I want to tell you today what Pokemon they should be. So, I'm going to start off. So I think what I might do is...
Did you ever actually pick anyone for Psyduck? Because I want to know. Which
I have a Psyduck.
All right, I want to know who the fuck am I cuddling up to every night then when I go to bed when I have my Psyduck.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, right, Amy, you're fairly familiar with Pokemon, aren't you? But not necessarily the newest ones. What I can say.
I'm rusty on them. Like the new ones wouldn't be great for me, so I'd be quite rusty on the old ones as well.
Well, what I'll do is
collection is gone.
Yeah, well, I'll do this for the benefit of yourself and the viewers then, who might not be up to scratch then, but you might like appreciate where I'm getting the similarities from. Okay, so
I have an idea. I'm gonna Google. As you say the Pokemon, I'm gonna Google. Oh! Jonathan's on the ball.
There we go. So here's the way this is going to go. I'm on the sarahb.net. Thank you very much for existing. And basically, the way this will work is, right, I will, once you give me a wrestler, I hopefully have the majority of them. If not, I can improvise one. And I will tell you what Pokemon they'll be, right? So I'm going to give off two straight away because they're the ones that kind of inspired this whole thing. The first one I want to give is Michael May, right? I know it might sound like an odd choice, but I want to kind of give off the reason why, like, how this all kind of came about. So this is the first one. This is the typhoid Michael May, if you will. So Michael May is a Pokemon called Scizor, right? Now I know, yeah, okay, similarities in there, you know, the fists, the wings, and all that. But the reason he's Scizor is because Scizor's ability is Technician. That's the only reason he's Scizor, okay?
So I would have picked Squirtle.
You could have picked Squirtle. I think we all would have picked Squirtle for it. But here's the thing, though, right? So he's the starting off point for this, right? And then another one came to mind, right? And this is where I got like the two aspects of it, where like, yes, like it could be something nerdy like an ability or anything like that, or it might just be more basic than that. The Pokemon that Joe Cabrera is, right? And Foxy will very much hard relate to this. Is Electrode. Now, there he is.
It was my little Spanish.
now, you can't tell me that Electrode does not look like Joe Cabrera.
It's staring right into my soul, just like Joe would. So,
and not even that though. Like not even that though. But the sheer fact is that like the one thing that Electrode does is explode. And Foxy, if you were to describe what Joe is like, explode would be one such verb, would it not be?
I would say volatile if provoked.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it works. It works. So then, I'll leave the floor open to you, lads. Shout out a wrestler. I've made a kind of it's a mostly Irish roster, and it's based off the OTT one. So I've stuck with Irish wrestlers, and then the more kind of famous names from famous imports. I have one.
I have one. Darren Kearney.
Okay. This is good. What I'll do is I'll do all the more than hype lads at the same time, right? To save us time. So Darren Kearney.
Are they all three the same? Or
no. They all have different logics to them, right? Darren Kearney was actually by far the hardest one to get, right? And I was thinking like, okay, I can't get one for likeness, and I can't get one for like the image because like Darren Kearney is kind of his own beast in a way. But I just went for like what Pokemon suits Darren Kearney the most, and it was a toss up between Totodile, because I think that's a very Darren Kearney Pokemon. But I also think the most Darren Kearney Pokemon is a good boy Growlithe.
It's so cute. Oh, you just want to call. He's such a puppy. Aww.
You've proved my point there.
Yeah.
Right. So, with that in mind,
fine, all right.
The best Pokemon to suit LJ Cleary, again, should not come as a shock to anybody in the room. It's Tangela.
Jesus Christ.
That should not come as a shock to anybody.
No.
Okay. So then,
his beady little eyes.
Right. So then, let's move on then.
For the hair, but all right.
Yeah, the hair. Yeah.
I know, but from the distance I am from my laptop looking at this, all I can see is beady eyes.
Yeah. So now I come to Nathan Martin.
Heads off full of lies.
Nathan Martin, obviously a bit psycho, a bit fond of the old rage machine. So he is absolutely Primeape.
Yes, actually. Well, yeah.
Primeape or Mankey, whichever you see fit. But I think he's one of those two anyway.
I make no comment.
I still think that Darren is the cutest one, and what makes it worse, I'm pretty sure he's on my. What makes it worse is I'm pretty sure he's on the list. I'm going to be given to Foxy. Like, that's what makes it worse.
Can you get me a Darren?
I'm going to name it.
You better be give context to people listening because you said a list.
Yeah, it was a list.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's a list of Pokemon that I want him to capture for me when his friend goes to Japan.
Yeah, just to be clear.
Literally it.
Okay, so that's more than hype. More than hype are Growlithe, Tangela, and Primeape. That's who they are.
Aww.
Okay, let's go.
That anything so cute to be so dangerous.
Let's go with Justy. Justy. This was by far the easiest, and like I don't even have to explain this one, do I? Do I really have to explain this one?
No, you really don't.
Do I have to like? Is there any reason why he's not Mr. Mime?
No, that's
because when I think of Mr. Mime,
he just fucking turns up when no one fucking wants him around as well. like, what makes it even worse is like, do you remember when we wanted like, I think it was like Wrestle Pops?
Yeah.
And like we were all waiting for the last entry, and it was fucking Justy. And literally, it's like when Mr. Mime shows up on your Pokemon Go, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking? I'm pissed off now.
Now,
like,
granted,
suck the air out of the room.
Granted, like this does take a little bit of a hit considering one of Mr. Mime's abilities is filter, which is almost certainly not the case for Justy. But there's room for improvement there, I guess. So Justy is Mr. Mime. Who's next?
Let's see. We've done more than hype. Done just.
Go on. Let's go with Seshima.
Not an easy one. Again,
I have a feeling I know. I have a feeling I know which one she is. I can't think of its name, but I'll know if I see the picture.
It's Jinx.
Oh no, that's not what I was thinking.
That's Jinx. She's always.
What were you thinking?
Is there not like a little kind of a butterfly moth Pokemon?
Oh, there is.
There is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Which is not the best suit for Martina.
Okay.
Like honestly, like come on.
To be fair. That looks like a session moth I've seen in town. All right, so okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like Martina, like there's a Halloween costume there, just going. Although, granted, the Jinx has a very dubious history, so maybe not go for that one.
Be cool.
Be cool. Oh, okay. Be cool. I've had trouble with, right? Because I was thinking, like, maybe he'll go for the Hardy Tank stuff, and maybe not. But I thought I'd go personality wise for him, and I just realized that after a while. Keep it simple, like himself. He's slowpoke. Look at his happy little face. Look at his happy little face.
This shouldn't be that funny. Oh god. That shouldn't be that funny.
He's gonna bring this up in 5 years and be like, "Here, you break him like
you call me a slowpoke."
That's bollocks, lad.
That's bollocks, lad.
Oh my god, give it a beard and it's actually be cool.
Fucking edit that.
Edit that.
Oh my god, that should.
Swoon.
Oh my fucking god.
Again, oblivious
please
and own
remove
tempo are the ability.
Please.
Okay, who's next?
Angel Cruz.
Angel Cruz.
Right.
Cruz.
Another straightforward one, lads. I'm not going deep here. He is the Ultra Star, so he is going to be Starmie.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's a straightforward one. There's nothing else more to it than that.
I cannot wait to say Starmie and Slowpoke's tag team. I cannot wait.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Starpoke.
Starpoke. Ooh. I like that. Slowly.
No. Slowly sounds like a really weird sex act. That like,
isn't it? Yeah, or like a weird
Pokemon.
Like fucking...
Yeah, like that Pokemon furries are into. Like, no.
Yeah.
You ever done a slow me before? What the hell is that? You don't know.
But I've
know.
But I've done a Slowpoke. Ooh. Who else? Oh my god, I'm actually having a complete mental like brain like block as to who wrestlers are now.
Okay. Terry Thatcher.
Terry Thatcher. Now, okay, so I'm going
Foxy, you should be able to name them all. Like I don't know any wrestlers anymore.
Terry Thatcher is another straightforward one for me. Again, not based off personality. It's based off look, and personality is this guy. He's crafty.
He actually has like suspenders, does he?
Well, he has like kind of like baggy trousers, and he kind of has a kind of street punky like thug gimmick.
Oh, it's like old school Thatcher.
Old school Thatcher, yeah.
You've broken Amy.
I know. To
be fair, I can see that Pokemon hanging out around the central bank. Let's just
yeah. That's
we all can.
Again, like I said, one of the abilities is Moxie, which really sums up Terry in a word, doesn't it? So it seemed like a natural fit. So I'm sure he's happy with that.
Who else?
Sammy D.
Yeah,
Sammy D.
Actually,
very very easy one there. Very easy one. He's Arbok.
Yes.
Arbok.
Yeah.
He's Arbok.
That's Sammy.
See also Ekans, Seviper, the Generation 5 grass type starter superior, another snake. Or just personality wise, drowsy. Just drowsy. So wow, Sammy had a lousy had a load of choices there. So but Arbok seems the most natural.
Okay. I'm kind of curious now because I can't remember names of wrestlers. I actually, honest to God, I actually have like a mental blockage as to names of any wrestler that have been on OTT. But you said you had some for a few others. So what other ones have you got? Like,
okay. I'll let you guess then, right?
Lads,
how about this? Right?
This is why we need to write lists, okay? This is why we need
I wrote a list.
Okay, well then read off your list. Go off the list.
Cool, right. Well, we'll start with the imports, right? I've only mentioned a few here because, again, limited on time. But Mike Bailey, very easy one.
Okay.
I know who it is.
Yeah, is Mike guess it already, but it's this boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Fairly easy one, right? Karen War is, again, another very easy one as well.
I just forget he was a wrestler. This is what I mean. Like, I'm forgetting wrestlers. Like, oh, look at him. Look at him in his Pokemon glory.
Very straightforward one. Okay,
Yep.
Now, here's the good one. Here's the fun ones, right? Mark Haskins, right? I had to think a good bit about this one because there's no real Pokemon that suits him the most. But I decided to go for kind of like what I felt was the most natural fit. And in my humble opinion, I think he is a Gengar. If I can find him.
Gengar?
Yeah. I think I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it suits him the best. Like again, he's a ghost type, kind of sneaks in around everywhere, very kind of like fast and loose type Pokemon. And
smile. It's actually the smile.
It could be the smile too. Yeah, in fairness, it just seemed to work the best, you know. Now I'll let you guys guess this one, right? Keith Lee.
Is it a bear? Is it a bear Pokemon?
I have not picked a bear. I have not picked Ursaring, but it's a good guess, though. It's a good
Snorlax?
guess. It's not
he
Snorlax.
Just looks cuddly as fuck. Aww.
He's very cuddly, but he's not as cuddly as the Pokemon I picked out for him.
Can Trent 7 be Snorlax then? Just looks cuddly.
I'll give Foxy one guess.
I can't think the name of it. It's like it's the fucking polar bear, the Abomasnow or something like that.
Oh, you mean like yes, from Generation 5. No, it's not Beartic. It's not Beartic.
Oh.
I've gone for something very, very endearing, just like Keith Lee himself. He's Dragonite.
Oh,
that's Keith Lee.
Cute. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me?
Right? On the opposite side, Walter.
Snorlax. They're all gone. I'm going to guess them all as Snorlax now.
No, Walter is a very obvious choice for me. And when he's
Tyranitar. The rock Pokemon? Okay,
that's Walter.
Yes.
That's Walter.
Okay, that's actually quite terrifying. It looks like a vagina with lips from this distance.
Oh, I don't see it.
I just realised I'm so sorry. I just realised I said it out loud. I'm so sorry.
Diamond just down as a pussy. Okay, right. We'll end on this one, right? In terms of imports, and I'll rattle through then the homegrown talent. British Strong Style.
Oh, all three. Well, to be fair, I think Trent 7 should be Snorlax because I think he's cuddly as fuck.
Well, you'd be wrong in that. I think, in my personal opinion, Trent 7, right, is, if I can find him in the Pokédex.
I'm gonna have to get closer for this one.
There he is. Trent 7 is Probopass.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
With that giant nose.
And the beard, it is the hair. It's the closest to like a Pokemon beard you can really get. Like,
yeah.
Turn it off. For the love of God, turn it off.
Right. Now again, like Tyler Bate, fairly easy one himself. Again, just based off appearance, he is matchup.
Yes.
Right. Now Pete Dunne, I had to think a little bit about, right? And I was thinking now my initial guess was Primate for Pete Dunne, right? But I decided to go somewhere different, and I decided to go to Generation 8 for him. And it's based off appearance. In my opinion, he is Grimmsnarl. Oh, sorry, not Grimmsnarl, beg your pardon. This fella. There we go.
Oh.
Morgrem. It's purely the hair off the side.
That is a fucking trio I am dying to see. Now. Oh my god!
I would have gone Lycanroc.
Lycanroc could work actually. Yeah, that's a good show too. Just for a point of reference, obviously the kind of the werewolfy one, this fella here. That's valid too. I take that one too.
Also, that was also actually on the list.
Deadly. Okay then. So back then to the Irish Stars, right? So we've had Rocky Mac. Okay. Rocky Mac, this is a fairly straightforward one. Again, didn't have to think.
Is it a rock?
It is a rock, yeah. I mean, it kind of goes without saying. You know, it's the rock that everyone knows about.
Is it Big Baldy Boy?
It is Big Baldy Boy. Specifically, what I was going to choose for him, because I think it's it just kind of suits him a bit. If I can find it. Jesus Christ, why can't I find anything on this thing? Yeah, that's why.
You're under pressure.
No, it's not that. It's because I keep pressing on the Sword and Shield one, and fucking not every Pokemon is in that yet. So, Where is he? Where is he? Let's get past him, I think. No. Jesus Christ, it's so hard to get a fucking golem these days. There he is, Graveler. He's Graveler.
Yeah, that's Rocky, all right.
That's Rocky Mac, right? Now, here's a fun one. The Kings of the North. So for this, I'm counting Damien Corvin, Bonesaw, and Duncan Disorderly, right?
Is there a Pokemon that just walks around as middle finger?
Well, funny you should mention that, because Bonesaw has a very suitable Pokemon for his gimmick, right? And it is this fella. Hariyama.
There you go. You've broken Amy again.
That was my objective, in fairness.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fucking adorable. Okay, change.
Okay. Now, Duncan.
Duncan.
I've had to think about again, just who I think suits him the best. I think he's a pincer.
He looks angry.
That's why I went with pincer.
Oh, sweet Jesus, this is gonna fucking break me.
And then Corvin.
Okay.
Corvin I've had a few choices with, right? I was initially going to go with the with Corviknight, which is the Gen 8 bird, it's kind of like steely, kind of like, I'll actually just show you, just to compare. This was my initial guess for Corvin, because, kind of his gimmick, more or less, summed up. But what I decided to go for is, again, just kind of based off personality more than anything else, I think he's a Nidoking.
Yeah.
Just I can see Corvin in him. I don't know why. It's just there.
Well, it plays into the king anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought I had to have one king in there at least. Right?
I'm gonna say it again. How can it think so cute or so dangerous?
Right. Moving on, right? The Woe Queens. Right? So Valkyrie, thankfully, is a very easy pick. And she is a Murkrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly straightforward one. Debbie Hytel, surprisingly, is a very easy one as well. And she comes from Generation 5.
I just want to point out.
It's not Gardevoir. It's a good guess, but it's one of the psychic types from Generation 5. It's Gothitelle.
Oh.
So I think that's her, like, fairly well summed up, I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
Now, CT Flexor.
Okay.
Right? CT Flexor I'm torn on a little bit, right? But I think the most suitable one for him is this fella.
What do you say, CT?
Now, again, it's either that, right? It's either Psyduck or it's Slowbro.
Oh, man, Slowbro.
I'm inclined to say Slowbro.
I'm not saying this because I don't want Slowpoke to be ruined or anything, but I actually think Slowbro is the better one.
Okay, well, we'll do Slowbro then. I do have a plan B for Psyduck though, so that isn't my Psyduck.
I don't suppose you did one for.
Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go.
Amy Alonzi was a surprisingly tough one. My initial pick was going to be Pikachu itself. Would you believe? But I think I've got this. I think we can all agree on this one. Really, it's a kind of a slam dunk, really. But she's a Ponyta.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that we can all agree on that one. Here's a fun one. Club Tropicana.
Execute.
Good guess. But we'll start off with Captain Sexy. We need something off the seas. He is a Pelipper.
Oh my god!
I need to see Aiden now.
Aiden. Well, Aiden, convenient enough, also comes from Generation 3, and he is Lotad.
Oh my god. That's fucking perfect. That is fucking perfect.
Again, now, in fairness, right, you could do a thing where, like, Aiden is Lotad and Sexy is, in fact, Ludicolo, which I think might be a better fix. But
yes.
We'll leave that to yourself. So we'll say, just for argument's sake, we'll say Aiden is Lotad and Sexy is Ludicolo. I think that's a better trick.
So for anyone that's watching, and if you've made it this far,
well done.
Brilliant. But I would love to see memes made of this.
Yes.
Like the wrestlers with their Pokemon counterparts that we've established here. Please make it happen.
Please do. We'd love it.
Well worth it.
Here's a fun one for you, lads.
Sorry, I'm just redecorating here. Sorry.
You do that, yeah. You work away. We're just getting great shots.
Putting Chris back up.
Yeah, you work away. Callum Black is an interesting one.
Snorlax.
No
Snorlax. But
go ahead. Someone to be Snorlax.
I think this is the most natural fit.
Yes.
Right on. Yeah. I think everyone can agree on that one.
Did you pick any for my favorite boys? Just out of curiosity.
I do have one for Chris Brooks, actually.
Oh God, do I want to know?
No, it's actually pretty straightforward. He is, because there is an octopus Pokemon, he's Octillery.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Just put a fringe on him and he sorted.
Yeah, blonde fringe. That is him. That's perfect.
You could have done that or a Tentacruel, one or the other.
Tentacruel would have also worked, yeah. But I think this one just works the better one.
Yes.
Who else do we have? Adam Maxted, right? Had a lot of trouble picking him out, but I'm going based off appearance here, would you believe? And I think he is a Kabutops.
He does have that shaped head, now, to be fair.
it's the sides mostly, really.
It's the haircut, it's the haircut that he has that gives him the fins. Yeah, I can see this.
All right. So now we're getting to some of the more, like, I suppose, like, I knew I missed someone. The other half of the True Pros, Liam Royal. Very, very easy one, lads.
Wait, who was the backup you had for Psyduck? Because I don't want to be cuddling up to CT Fletcher.
My pick for Psyduck is Dom Tuck.
Right, I'm going back to Flexer. Right, I'm fine for CT. I will take CT. Never mind.
Yeah,
sorry, Dom.
You're all right, CT. Yes,
Dom Tuck is Psyduck, I'm afraid.
No, he's not. No, he is not. He is not wearing a cashmere sweater, okay?
Not yet. Not yet. Tom. You can make it happen. It's possible. Actually, no. I actually do have some for the Midcar Mafia. We'll end it on that one. But Liam Royal is Machamp.
Yes.
I don't think that's really up for debate there.
No, big Liam Royal. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. J Money, right? A very easy one as well. Again, based off moves and personality, he's Persian.
Payday.
Yes.
Yeah, Payday.
Yeah.
Swans around the place. Nailed on, lads. Nailed on.
$1 million booty.
I actually found a J Money dollar in my room when I was cleaning up.
Nice.
I've never been to a show where he had J Money dollars with him, so I have no idea how it became. Like, I don't know how I have it.
It just happened.
I actually have no idea. It just turned. It doesn't even it. It was like I was changing my room around and I moved my bed and it was just there under the bed. I was like, what the fuck? So I have no idea where it came from.
So
it's also not legal tender. Bollocks.
It isn't.
Are you fucking
it isn't.
Me?
It's true.
Oh.
I actually know someone who tried to, on a drunken night, tried to pay with a Money dollar and couldn't take it. So sticking with the Fight Factory vibe, Phil Boyd, right? Quite an easy one for me. He's not Slowpoke. He's not Snorlax. He's Poliwrath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not even that, but just like the I think it's the skin. I don't know, or just the fact that like just the arms like that. It just seemed natural, you know.
It's like it's the skin.
Or the fact that
he's a sweaty man. He's a very sweaty man. Like he had to be he had to be a water type. Like it's just nailed on. Like
washing in the fucking bear skin.
And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Katie Harvey, who was a very, very straightforward one. She's Nidoqueen.
Gotta keep with the queen.
Yep.
So
like a pretty maternal Pokemon, I think it's fair to say. Like, you know, you could have gone for Kangaskhan, you could have gone for Vespiquen, which is in Gen 4, but I think Nidoqueen works.
Yeah. And it plays into the name as well. The queen.
Yes, exactly. Patty Morrow was an interesting one, right?
Please get Katie Harvey off the screen.
Patty Morrow, in my opinion, again, based on personality, I think is a Hitmontop.
Oh, Hitmontop.
Now, Apom is good, in fairness. I take Apom as well. But I think just Hitmontop is a bit of a cheeky Pokemon, generally speaking. So I think, I think this suits Patty a bit.
He likes his breakdancing.
He does.
He looks like he'll rob my TV. Yeah, I'll accept. I'll take that.
I have one for Fabulous Nikki, and I think this will work out a treat. He's Clefable.
Aww, that's so cute.
Because he's fabulous.
He's fabulous. Yes.
That's adorable. That's why your Pokemon's so cute. Like, seriously.
I know. Paul Tracy is on my list as well. I'd be remiss if I didn't have one for him. Best thing I can get to royalty, he's Slowking.
Yep. No arguments.
No, I think that works. Like, I mean, he's got the hands behind it. To be fair, though, he does have his hand behind his hip, so he could be Walter.
He's also wearing a collar. I'm sorry. That's
yeah, like a proper, like...
That's fucking Paul Tracy all the way. Sorry. Yes.
And, okay, so I do have one from... I had a lot of trouble... I was saying to Foxy before we start, I was having a lot of trouble getting a Maxer. I really, really was. So, I will be honest. This one doesn't really hold up that well, but I just think it's a suitable one for him, and it is if I can find him on this thing. That's out there. There it is. He is a Grapploct. This one, just a general mat wrestler, like fairly like just middle of the road in that sense, Pokemon wise. And again, just he's limber. Like that's the closest I can really get with Maxer. It was very hard to pick one out for him. Midcard Mafia, right? While it's in my head, Dontuk is Psyduck.
No.
We have Troy Mendes. Troy Mendes now. I'd say Troy Mendes. Actually, do you know what? I'll just cheat here and I'll say the Midcard Mafia generally. So Connor Day. Troy Mendes.
I know what this is. I actually know what this is going to be. It's going to be the pieces of shit.
It's going to be Doug Trio. So the Midcard Mafia are Psyduck and Doug Trio. That's who they are.
No. They're just Doug Trio.
If you like.
They're just Doug Trio.
If you like.
CT Flexor is Psyduck. I can't believe I'm actually pushing for CT Flexor to be my Psyduck. Right?
Oh dear. And again, there's only one person we can end this whole list on, and that's Foxy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Foxy, I think I know. I know what this is going to be.
There is a Fox Pokemon in Generation 8 called Nickit.
You look so sad.
And it does have an evolved form called Tivoli.
Oh, you look quite regal there.
Indeed. Now, that's too obvious. So I decided to go back to Generation 1, back to the classics, your Vulpix.
Vulpix. Yay.
How can anything so cute be so dangerous?
Now, again, if you wanted to make an edit, you could argue that, like, you can change the tails so they're white and black, you know, as a referee strips, maybe. But yeah, I think you're Vulpix, if I had to guess.
I'm happy with that.
And that is my list. Eevee could work too. Again, like Amy Alonzi could be kind of like the archetype, like general cute Pokemon, I guess. But I think Ponyta is the best suit for her. So,
definitely.
I think that's the bulk of my list, really.
So for anyone that's watched it, like if you agree with this, like let us know. But if you have other suggestions about who people should be as Pokemon, please let us know.
Please
we want to hear it.
I've gotten so close to my fucking camera because I wanted to see And now I'm just like, hey, what you
Hi.
doing? Hi.
This is
Like
what we
Stitch,
call
pal.
this is what we call thumbnail hunting. And if you get the right timing, if you get the right timing on the thumbnail, if he just has a feet just up at the same time, 10,000 views automatically. That's how it works. And we have a winner. Anyway, so that's the end of the second and last episode of Miscellaneous.
We are never doing this again.
Never doing this again.
To be fair, well, I mean, like, look, this is where it's going to be. I think Miscellaneous is going to be our Sunday show. It's the day where we kick back, we relax, we shoot the shit. I go off on a tangent.
Yep, that's how it goes.
And I completely derail whatever Foxy tried to bring up, and I turn it into something else altogether.
Exactly. And long may that continue.
To be fair, though, I was quite articulate. I think I made my point. I can't remember what my points were, but like I'm sure I made a point somewhere.
I'm sure it made points.
I made a point somewhere.
there.
Yeah, I made a
matter.
point.
It really doesn't.
It's what you do with the points that matters. Now I'm going for a thumbnail.
We've got two chances, right? We can corner two markets at the same time. It's great.
Yeah, we're going for feet and boop. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And torn groin muscles, it seems.
Oh, I'm just stretching.
And next now.
There. I was just half expecting, like, just to hear a click from our back, just like,
lads. I meant to. I'm genuinely trying to move the camera.
Amy, please, Amy, it's very distracting. There we go.
Hey, I put a flag up.
Hey, well done.
Yeah. No, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, right. Next time we're all out together, I have to let you listen to my knee, because it's been making some really fucking creepy noises, and I'm starting to get genuinely worried about it.
This is a very odd conversation.
Yeah.
No, all right. I've done some serious damage to my knee, right?
Can we just specify?
My friends.
Can we just clarify? By the way, myself and Foxy, neither of us are doctors. So like,
so anyone that's listening,
I know.
If you know what's wrong with Amy's knee, please let us know.
Call in, because we haven't a fucking clue.
Okay, look, I had a tear, and like I did some damage to it. I basically did what fucking Seth Rollins and Brad did to their knee, right?
Yeah,
the only difference is I never bothered to get it fixed surgically or correctly. Instead, I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off. Right?
Chief.
Right. It was really fucking hot last night. So what I did was, I'm as you can see, I'm up in the attic, right? So all the heat rises. So I kicked the duvet off, and in doing so, I had my leg up, and I literally was kicking the leg up, and then as I just kind of brought the knee down, all I could hear was crunch.
Oh, that sounds like you've just lost like some fluid.
What the fuck was that noise?
It's like it's grinding against itself.
What the fuck is that noise?
Yeah.
Right? It's literally, it sounds like every time I go like that with my knee and bend it, it's the exact same noise. It sounds like knuckles cracking in the distance.
Yeah. Welcome to
That
arthritis.
It's painful. Yeah, it's not painful though. So I mean, like that's.
It will be painful. That fluid irritates itself after a while.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
On that note, thanks for watching Miscellaneous.
That was Miscellaneous. Sorry,
Yes.
we got real.
We started off
subscribe.
talking. We started off killing spiders and ended it on broken knees. It's great.
Like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. If you like what you've seen, leave a comment. If you have anything you probably think that we should talk about, let us know. Yeah. Follow Jonathan on Twitter, because he's the one that's taken advantage of all this, and his Twitter handle is
just here. It's just here. I have it.
There we go.
Post production. Amy's one is
I'm gonna
down there.
I'm going to assume mine was there. Fox's is there. Yeah, give us a follow. Just
please do that, because that does actually help out the channel. Please do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and also to the 19 subscribers that we do have, taking the three of us out, because I'm assuming we all subscribe to our own channel. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Grand. Okay. So to the 16 of you, thank you. Tell your friends. Tell your families.
Yes.
Like, subscribe. if you pay us money, I might send you something. Who knows? I won't send anything. I won't. It's really an empty promise.
And on that note, like we shall see you in the next one.
Corbin, buy my merch. Buy my merch.